really every minute.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Sorry? Josh Barrett's in the. Is that right?
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Did he not start at Carlisle?
He did. So. Yeah, but Gandor, Henry, Hargreaves and Jackson have still come in. There's still 4 changes. And I should have been telling you 5, but yeah, that's all right.
It is still 4 changes.
It is still 4 changes, yes, yeah. Sorry, Rob, this is my first week doing the job.
Don't worry about that. More than most.
Hi Julie, thank you very much for letting us know you can hear us on our little chit chat, our little in the background chit chat. I won't say off air because we're always aware it could be on air. And we have now settled on 4 changes to the Aldershot Town team today, which I'll run through in a bit. But I'll give you the headlines for now, and that is that Paddy Gandor, James Henry, Cameron Hargreaves and Ben Jackson all come into the Shots side today. And Dayan Tetek has just won the Player of the Month for the last month, but this is presumably the first home game since it was voted. 4 out of the last 5 games being away. How quickly things can change in football. Dayan Tetek not having his best game last week up at Carlisle, not in the squad today, so we think possibly injured or at best fatigue. I think he's just probably had his longest run of consecutive games in the Aldershot Town team. Always been stop-start for him. Maybe a game too far. Good afternoon, Tony. Listening in St Neots, coming through loud and proud. So the teams have finished their warm-ups. We're 14 minutes away from kick-off. Just finalising our own notes and preparation. But basically, to bill this one, it's... Thank you very much, Andrew. To bill this one, it is the team's, the division's top scorers against the division's best defence. If you're one of those listeners who find it annoying when every 10 minutes we give an update to radio, you won't have to worry about that today. Brighton are at home 3 o'clock, so BBC Radio Surrey and Sussex will be giving full coverage to that game, and I'll be doing a half-time report only from now on. So you'll have live, uninterrupted waffle from me and Mr. Steve Gibbs. He's not reacting, but probably feeling quite hurt by that comment, but knows he's every bit as much of it as I am.
Harsh but fair. Harsh but fair.
Harsh but fair, yeah, exactly.
Uninterrupted waffle is better than I could hope for.
Uninterrupted Worrell waffle and Gibbs gabble. It's a bit of waffle and a bit of gabble this afternoon. Breeze is getting up here at the EBB, having to batten a few things down. I didn't particularly have it down as a windy day, but it's to the extent that it might just affect 1 or 2 of the early crossfield passes for sure. full-time score in the National League, thanks to an 84th minute goal. Brackley 1, Sutton United, currently managerless, 0. Matthew Hall, and that's his surname, got the winning goal for Brackley, who love a 1-0. And Tony, if, as you are listening, interesting start to our predictions today, because Brackley 1, Sutton 0 is exactly what I predicted, and Cambridge 2, Fleetwood 1 is what you predicted. So some points in the bag early on for us both. Right, let me research today's referee, and we'll get going with our commentary fully in the next 4 to 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, Mark. How are you?
All right, going off from. Cheers, Mike. Good to hear from you. 8 minutes from kick-off here at the EBB. I'm Rob Worrell. We'll get going very shortly. Overcast. Doesn't particularly look like there's any rain in the air at the moment, but it is breezy here this afternoon at the EBB Stadium. It's also 17 degrees currently, so by no means cold. Hoodies all round. Our BBC Tees commentators along the row from Steve and I are jacketed up. You'd think it would feel positively balmy for them, wouldn't you? What about the Pool's fans? Well, they've been here a few times. It's a long journey. And at the moment, well, it's always a difficult time to guess 10 minutes before kick-off, because there'll be an awful lot that are behind the stand, perhaps getting some refreshments, having a chat. There's 100 or so within sight. That number may creep upwards. If you're all ready, Steve, we'll get going.
Yeah, go on then.
Oh, okay then. We're officially starting now. Good afternoon.
Give it the big intro.
Ladies, gentlemen, children, animals, whoever's listening to BBC Radio Surrey and Sussex online commentary from the National League here at the EBB Stadium. Home of football, home of goals, that's for sure. Nobody can dispute that. I haven't done my research on the number of goals per game, but I would imagine that Aldershot have been involved with the games with the most goals in this season. They've certainly remained the league's top scorers, although it's a more slender lead now. 22 goals scored in 9 games. And Steve, you weren't there last week, but you will have looked on from afar. It wasn't a happy day hunting up in the northwest at Carlisle, but no disgrace really. Aldershot losing 2-0 to a very classy Carlisle side.
Absolutely, yeah. I think any criticisms that you make of that performance, you do have to very much caveat it with the strength of the opposition and the quality of the opposition. They are another team that find a way to grind out results, even if they're not playing particularly well. And they will definitely be one of those in the mix, if not dictating things in the chase for promotion come the business end of the season. Absolutely, certainly no disgrace for Aldershot Town to lose, but they need to reassert themselves this afternoon. They are, I think I worked out in the week, of the top 428 teams in the country, Aldershot Town are the top scorers, and that says quite a lot.
So how far does that go down divisions wise?
The top 8 tiers.
Top 8, right.
Yeah, I think there is a team in the 9th tier that have scored 30 plus. Their name currently escapes me, but yeah, Aldershot Town prolific, even accounting for the very first blank score sheet last Saturday. Yeah, their first 9 National League games averaged over 4.5 goals per game. Only 2 last week in the wrong net, but yeah, that's still a pretty healthy average. And as the teams come out, I think we'll be hoping for, even though it's the best defence in the National League, the way Aldershot Town are lining up with Barrett and Henry as the number 10 suggests that Tommy is once again starting on the front foot.
You can bet your bottom dollar he will, they will. Aldershot Town and Hartlepool come out here at the EBB. The shots led out by Theo Widrington and Hartlepool led out by Tom Parks. Welcome to our BBC Surrey online listeners. Welcome also to our DAZN NLTV viewers. Just a word of warning that our commentary's largely for radio listeners, so if we over-describe the action, please understand and accept that. Shots in their home kit of red and blue, or red shirts with a little bit of blue on, blue shorts and red socks, and Hartlepool in their home kit, white with fine light blue pinstripes, blue shorts and blue socks. They take to the High Street end of the pitch prior to the toss-up between the captains. Aldershot, of course, to the East Bank end for the warm-up at least. And very shortly we'll get going. Our referee this afternoon is Paul Johnson, who has only refereed 1 game in the National League so far, in which he showed 4 yellows and a second yellow, so he has shown a red. Just the 5 mascots today for Aldershot, all of a similar age, looking at the height of them as well. We have had as many as a full 11 aside mascots, but 5 nevertheless is still healthy. First start of the season today for James Henry. It's been a long time coming and a welcome addition to the quality of the Shots team, who might well today play in a 3-4-2-1 rather than a 1-2, but even those decisions, Steve, may well come down to the key players to make on the pitch, Josh Barrett notably one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is, as you've already alluded to, it's the irresistible force of the Aldershot Town attack against the immovable object of the Pool's defence. Top scorers, best defence, but also the Shots' 4th worst defence, Hartlepool 3rd lowest scorers, and their success so far this season has been based on that solid defence. Struggling at the other end, they do still have Alex Reid in attack, but they need to give him the service, and then he can punish this porous Aldershot Town defence.
All right, we're almost ready to go here. The shots are kicking towards the High Street end, the Mike Pusey community stand in the first half. Hartlepool though have kick-off, and Hartlepool line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation with Harvey Cartwright in goal. Left to right across the back, Cameron John, Max Coogan, Tom Parks and Nathan Sheeran. Walker and Miley in the centre of midfield, behind Sharman, Daly and Topoloj, with Alex Reid up top. Shots starting the day in 16th place, Hartlepool in 8th, and our referee Paul Johnson is about to get us underway. Immediately a first touch of the game to Brad Walker, plays it out to the left, it's one in the air by Jackson. One of the things I wanted to look for very early today, Steve, was in what way are the three Aldershot Town centre-backs lining up, and I guessed wrong. Jed Mearholes has gone back to the left centre-back position where he has played most of his defensive time. Charlie Penman now takes his turn in the centre of the defence, and Ben Jackson on the right of the three, meaning that two of those three are playing in those positions for the first time this season. Yeah, I mean, good enough footballers. You'd hope that their innate defensive abilities will stand them in good stead, but yeah, fine margins and all that. A little bit of a lack of familiarity could count against them. Yeah, here is Brad Walker picking up the ball from a deep position. Just his second start of the season, come off the bench 7 times. Alex Reid tries to touch the ball back, but he can only play it to an Aldershot player. And then Archie Taylor goes back to Ben Johnson, he plays it up to Hadi Gandor. Gives the ball to Josh Barrett. He gives it to Hill. Hill goes down, and the referee, I didn't think had blown, Steve, but he has. We just didn't hear his whistle. Free kick to Shots just inside their own half. 1.5 minutes, very nearly gone, 0-0. Yeah, very clear foul on Ryan Hill, who, yeah, it looks like Hartlepool are playing. It's a back 4 in possession, but a back 5 out of possession. And that Walker, the defensive midfielder, had dropped into that defensive role as well. So clearly Hartlepool very, very wary of Shots' attacking prowess. Good pressing from Josh Barrett. Catches Cameron John. Stops him getting his pass forward. It's deflected into touch. Cameron John, of course, on loan from York City. Controversial moment up at York last season in that big win for York where Cameron Hargreaves got sent off, but Cameron John very easily could have done. He's also ex-Rochdale. Here's Theo Widdrington feeding the ball into Hadi Gandor. He goes down, but no foul is given. Referee well positioned, clear and decisive in the moment. Bessart Topoloj goes back to Cameron John. He spreads it out to the right side, where it can only be touched by Luke Sharman into the path of Ryan Hill, who's running at the Hartlepool defence here. Squares it inside. James Henry shoot. Shot blocked and behind for a corner after a spinning deflection. I would hazard a guess that Henry's shot was on target, the first of the game for the Shots inside the 3rd minute. Steve Gibbs. Really positive start from Aldershot Town, front foot as we expected. Henry and Barrett will prove pivotal in opening up this miserly Hartlepool's defence, but I think Ryan Hill up against Nathan Sheeran, who's more of a central midfielder by trade, can play out right back and excel there, but that could be a key battle. In comes the corner from Barrett. Header is towards the target from Archie Taylor and then lifted over the target by number 15 for Aldershot, Charlie Penman. That, Steve, was a very good chance. He just snatched at it. 8 yards out, well over the bar. Yeah, I think it probably fell to the wrong player. Someone with a bit more attacking composure might have buried that, but nonetheless it was still dropping unexpectedly in front of Penman, and yeah, I think any player would have done well to keep that down and on target. But encouraging for Aldershot Town that they got the first and second contact from that corner, and that's not always been the case. Here's Hadi Gandor battling away with Max Coogan. The ball breaks free to Tom Parks. Lifts the ball down the inside left channel. It's one in the air by Archie Taylor, who's caught after he's headed the ball away. by Topolodge, I think it was, and it will be a free kick to Aldershot Town, about halfway inside their own half on the right hand side. Ben Jackson stands over it. We've had 4.25 minutes, and it's taken, sent forward by Dewhurst, beautifully pulled out of the air by the Pool's skipper Tom Parks, spread out to Cameron John, who can't see a way forward, goes back to Harvey Cartwright, who rather enviously from an Aldershot Town point of view has picked up, as Pools are offside going forward, he's picked up an astonishing 6 clean sheets already, Steve, on loan from Hull City. The Shots had their own keeper on loan from Hull once, who did very well.
They did, absolutely, yeah. And he started superbly in the Pool's goal, has Cartwright, a really strong shot stopper. Perhaps a slight question over his aerial ability at crosses, but yeah, as a shot stopper, he's started superbly, and he's already saved Hartlepool on a number of occasions.
Free kick taken by Theo Widrington up towards Gandor, but he can't get it under control. Hartlepool have got it. 5.5 minutes into this first period. Ball down the inside left channel, and it'll get past Jackson and find Reid. He squares it across the area, but Meerholz does well and shows good composure, not only clearing the ball, then he slips, but he recovers from that and clears it forward, and Ryan Hill now runs onto the ball. And just an interesting couple of difficult weeks for Jed Meerholz. He was left out of the side after not his best game up at Gateshead, but his inclusion back in the team has been necessitated since. And he's had the odd nervy moment, but largely he looks a very comfortable footballer wherever he is around the pitch, doesn't he?
He does, absolutely, yeah. I thought in pre-season he looked a little bit nervy, but that was playing in that left centre-back role where he is more of a natural central midfielder, but in the National League he's grown into that role, and yes, he had difficult moments at Gateshead, but otherwise I think he's impressed. Ben Jackson there, though, slipped and allowed Alex Reid to nearly nip in. Reid is a striker that plays on the shoulder,
and he's on the shoulder now of Charlie Penman, but Dewhurst comes out to the edge of his area to collect, falls slightly awkwardly, and I was just going to say falls slightly awkwardly, but he's okay, but I think he's felt something in the outside of his right thigh there. I don't know whether he was just caught on it or whether he's just had a little spasm.
Yeah, it could have been a bang on the hip, looks painful impact injury, but yeah, he's down flat on his back in some discomfort,
and I think this is just too early in the game for one of these so-called timeouts that teams do.
Yeah, this is a tactical timeout at all. He's in discomfort. Either it was a bit of a dead thigh or a painful bang on the hip bone, but hopefully he's okay to continue. But Jackson momentarily hesitated, and Reid is a striker that plays on the shoulder, will nip in behind. Aldershot Town need to be wary of that. They need to be on their mettle, on their toes all the time. And I think if you allow Reid half a yard, he will take advantage.
Yeah, and I think I wanted to say about Reid is that a lot of strikers, particularly one who's got an eye for goal like Alex Reid, would have cut in and shot with their right foot from when he got away, but he didn't. He squared it unselfishly, and he has got 3 goals for the Pools this season, but he hasn't scored in the last 5. Nevertheless, he is the one with the most goals on the team sheet today.
Yeah, he's struggling for service.
Oh, back pass is messed up a little bit. Missed, Steve, by Harvey Cartwright, and he chases back after a poor touch. It's wide of the goal, but he can't keep it in. It's just crossed the line for a corner to the Shots, their second of the afternoon, and they got first and second contact on the first one. Silly moment there in defence.
It was, yeah. It just shows the value, though, of not playing any sort of back pass within the posts, because you never know that the goalkeeper's going to have a heavy touch.
Barrett takes it short into Cameron Hargreaves, touches it back to Barrett. In comes the ball. It's headed away, and it finds Alex Reid, and Hartlepool look to counter. But Ryan Hill, as he often is the deepest lying Shots player, presumably deemed to be the one with the best recovery pace. Goes back to Dewhurst. Dewhurst manages to send it down the right, and Archie Taylor does really well to head the ball down. Gandor's keeping it, holding it up. He goes back to Taylor. Taylor finds Theo Winterton, who finds him back. Now he's up against his man, tries a left foot cross. It's headed up in the air by Parks. It'll be competed for by Ryan Hill, but he's just nudging into the back of Nathan Sharon, that's it. And so free kick given. It'll be effectively like a goal kick inside the Hartlepool area. 9.5 minutes gone, 0-0.
Yeah, seemingly unnecessary foul from Ryan Hill there. He definitely gave Sharon a little bit of a nudge. But referee was right to give that, but I'm not sure that Ryan really needed to commit that foul.
A reminder that earlier today Brackley scored a late winner to win by 1-0 in the National League against Sutton United, who kissed goodbye, if that's the right phrase, I don't think it is, Steve Morrison in the week. Here come Hartlepool down the right side, ball into Alex Reid, turns onto his left foot, completes the 360 degree turn, goes back out to the right, finds Sharon with the overlap is going to send a deep cross in to the far post where it's headed across, and I think it might just have been going side netting or post, but Dewhurst takes no chances and he palms it behind for a corner. So Pool's first effort of the game, Steve, to be followed by their first corner.
Yeah, in the end, a spectacular looking save from Marcus Dewhurst. I think he had to change direction. His body weight was on his left foot and he needed to shift it to the right there, and it was the header who's now gone back into defence. It was Topolaj who made that header, the left winger this afternoon, who's often the left wing back. But yeah, whether it was going to hit the outside of the post or the side netting, I'm not sure.
In comes the corner, headed away by Ryan Hill, and Hartlepool will pick it up again on the left hand side. Now they float a ball into the area. Dewhurst should rise and claim that ball in, and they do so. It was sent into the area, but just momentarily hesitating because he's got the number 18 shirt on his back. Oh, it's Jamie Miley, that's it. Now the ball's in touch on the far side, and perhaps you can tell the listeners, the viewers will have seen, but what happened there, Steve? Throw into Pools.
Yeah, it was a bit of
or is it a kick?
An untidy grapple between Ryan Hill and Nathan Sharon out near the touchline. It's not as far in the pitch, I don't think, as Cartwright is going to take the free kick. It looks like it was, according to where the ball's spotted, it's halfway between the penalty area and the touchline, which it was much closer to the touchline than that.
Long ball forward from Cartwright, goes all the way through to Marcus Dewhurst. Topolaj, who had that header, palm behind by Dewhurst, is a player we've seen a lot of in the National League. He's actually a League 2 player. He's at Bromley. He was on loan at Sutton last year, and now he's on loan at Hartlepool. Kosovan. And he's showing short right in front of Steve and I here, with Archie Taylor behind him as Hartlepool prepared to take a throw in the left back position. 12.25 minutes gone here at the EBB, where it's Aldershot Town 0, Hartlepool United 0. Throw taken short to Topolaj. He's quickly under pressure from Taylor, goes back to Cameron John. His clearance forward is cut out by Charlie Penman. Penman plays it to Meerholtz, who has to go first time forward. Little knockdown by Hadi Gandor. Finds Theo Widgerton, who finds James Henry, sends it out wide to Archie Taylor. He's going to take on his man and advance towards the penalty area. Drives it across, little deflection, headed away by Hartlepool, and then a further clearance, hooked forward by the number 11 shoot, Luke Charman, picked up by Hargreaves, who goes back to Johnson to Theo Widgerton, out to the right hand side. Archie Taylor well forward again, finds Henry inside the box, tries to get the ball in, held up Gandor, back to goal, and now it will be cleared away. Aldershot getting the ball in the right areas plenty, but struggling to get clear cut shots away. Hargreaves then on the edge of the area is dispossessed. Hartlepool clear it forward. Reid will chase, so will Penman. Ball's in touch, throw in to the shots. What we're seeing here is evidence of Aldershot looking creative in attack, which we're used to seeing, and Hartlepool surviving difficult moments.
Yeah, and that's it. They're individually really good, strong defenders. Maybe not the quickest, so if Aldershot Town can start pulling them out of position, playing with pace, they'll find some opportunities. But
Henry sending the ball out the right side to Barrett. He's going to try a first time ball into the air. It should be reached by the goalkeeper. He does, but he punches it away low. Now it's hooked further forward. Charlie Penman stands firm under the challenge of Alex Reid. Cameron Hargreaves back into the action, exchanges passes with Jackson. He'll give it back to Jackson again, and Jackson will go back to Dewhurst. So 14 minutes gone, Aldershot Town 0, Hartlepool United 0 here. And here's Hargreaves picking up the ball, racing across midfield and drifting the ball into the path of Jed Meerholz, who sends it down the left. Paddy Gandor will chase. That will have too much on it, and it'll go all the way through to Cartwright, who could have waited a step and gathered it in, but he clears to touch. Aldershot take the throw quickly. Barrett's got it, edge of the box, inside to Henry. Henry shoots, deflected into the path of Archie Taylor, who wasn't sure in the moment whether to try and bring it down or have a first time effort at goal. What ended up happening was it came off his foot behind the goal, wide of the goal. Goal kick to Hartlepool, but without there being any score at either end yet, Steve. A lively and interesting start to the game. 15 minutes 0-0.
Yeah, it has been. Shots on the front foot, enjoying the majority of possession and territorial advantage. Hartlepool looking sporadically dangerous on the counter-attack, but yeah, Aldershot Town asking most of the attacking questions. Again though, that Hartlepool defence is standing strong.
Good touch from Henry, manages to find Gandor, who holds it up, gives it back to Theo Widrington. He plays it into a position on the left where Sheeran and Hill will battle for it. Hill gets a touch, but can he keep it in? No, he can't. He throws himself at it down by the corner flag. Can't keep it in. And it will be another goal kick to Hartlepool United, who probably, Steve, I think will be relatively pleased to have just got through this first 15-60 minutes unscathed. I mean, it's not like Aldershot have created loads of clear-cut chances, but they've had plenty to do in defence, haven't they? They
have, absolutely, yeah. The motif of the game so far has been Aldershot Town attacking and Hartlepool standing strong, but Paddy Gandor's movement and pace and work rate is already really occupying this Hartlepool defence, and Cartwright as well. Cartwright clearance at the edge of the box a couple of minutes ago was all because he couldn't wait, because Gandor was bearing down on him so diligently.
Here come Hartlepool on the right hand side, cutting in now. Shot comes in and it's beaten up in the air and then caught by Dewhurst. Decent effort from Luke Sharman, Steve, cutting in from the right. I think it's just the one goal for him this season, but a player that I know was highly thought of by the previous management. Here Parks just eases Gandor out the way and then heads it forward. Oh, lovely play from Cameron Hargreaves in a tight spot. He had Reed one side of him and Daly the other. Oh, now given away though by Aldershot in the centre circle, and they're bombing forward. That's a heavy touch, not the best pass. Archie Taylor's quickly on the scene, plays it into the path of Hargreaves, who sends it forward. And Hargreaves, Paddy Gandor will chase, but Harvey gets there before Haddy. 17 minutes gone, 0-0.
Yeah, Sharman, good effort. I think Marcus Dewhurst will expect to have made the save and maybe slightly annoyed at himself that he spilled it and had to catch it at the second attempt. Ryan Hill once again chasing down Nathan Sherwin and blocking the pass up the line, forcing Hartlepool's back into their defensive third. It'll be a throw-in that's right near the corner flag, but yeah, Sharman is a winger. Whether he plays on the left or the right, he likes to cut inside, and hopefully Tommy Widrington has alerted his wing backs to that, because he can be very dangerous. He scored an excellent goal earlier this season, I think possibly against Boston United, from cutting inside onto his supposedly wrong foot and finding the far corner. Yeah, it's now thrown to Aldershot on the same side. Now they've been dispossessed. It's been sent forward to halfway. Shots have got it back again. 18 minutes gone, 0-0. The sun is breaking through here at the EBB. Henry is on the ball, gives the ball to Hargreaves, holds it up, goes back inside, finds Barrett. Good awareness of where Barrett was and good showing from Barrett. He has a little skip to his left, gives it back to Theo Widrington, conducting things in the centre of midfield today. He finds Meerholz. Meerholz finds Hill. Hill's up against Sheeran. That's a good battle, and he's gone past him into space. Should be able to get his cross in, and it's cut out and sent behind for another corner to the Shots. Their third, I think, of the afternoon, or is it the fourth? Yeah, third. Yes, definitely third. As we approach the 19-minute mark, Barrett going over to take. Yeah, I think it was Topolaj who Hill beat Sharon far too easily there. Just dropped his shoulder and challenged into a foot race, and Sharon never even got off the starting line. But then it was Topolodge who was back sliding in to block the cross. Otherwise, shots could have had an effort on goal.
Corner taken short from Barrett to Henry. Henry finds Cameron Hargreaves, edge of the area. He's going to make room for a shot. A little deflection, and in it goes. Well done, Cameron Hargreaves. The National League's top scorers take the lead against the National League's best defence in the 20th minute. Little deflection on the shot early on, which just gave it a little bit of whip to get it up and then down and over the despairing clutches of Harvey Cartwright. 20 minutes gone, Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool United 0.
Yeah, that all came down to Hartlepool did not pick up Cameron Hargreaves from that corner. Good awareness to take the short corner. Hargreaves had far too much space, was just able to drift inside. He bought a ticket, and in the end, via a slight deflection, he won the lottery, and that deflection was crucial, just taking it over Cartwright into the top corner. Shots probably feel they deserve to be ahead. They needed to be ahead after making a strong start, and now that will hopefully create more space, invite, demand that Hartlepool come out and not rely on their defensive solidity. They now need to come out and try and chase the game themselves. In turn, that will allow more space for Aldershot Town.
Here come Hartlepool looking for an early response. Ball played forward into the path of Reed, but a little bit too much on it. Dewhurst comes to the edge of his area to claim. And so with the sunshine coming out just a couple of minutes ago, the Shots have taken the lead here in North East Hampshire. Just want to give the credit for the assist. I think it was James Henry who showed short for the corner from Barrett, wasn't it? And he just squared it to Hargreaves. So, there's an awkward fall there for Ryan Hill. I think he might just be a bit winded on halfway. And just takes his time to get to his feet. But I don't think, Steve, having mentioned to you after a quarter of an hour, if Hartlepool would have been relatively pleased to have got there at 0-0. They've had a few difficult moments in defence. I don't think it's by any means against the run of play. This is it. I think Aldershot have been far the livelier in attack.
Oh, absolutely.
In the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. It has been Aldershot Town on the front foot, as you'd expect perhaps from the away side, struggling for goals. Solid defence. They've been looking to play on the counter, and it hasn't quite clicked for them yet. Alex Reed has been dangerous. Shots now though have given the ball away. Yeah,
to Topolodge, who sends it forward inside. Daly brings it down, plays it up to Reed. He holds it up. Good strong toe into the danger zone there from Ben Jackson. Makes good contact. The ball deflects then off of Reed and goes back to Marcus Dewhurst. Oh, I wonder if he's actually got his cap out there with him. Scunthorpe have taken the lead against Truro. Long ball forward. Oh, it's missed the first attempt anyway by Coogan. And then Hartlepool put it into touch. And there's no doubt that tactically Aldershot have got the edge in this first half. They've got themselves a slender lead. Hartlepool, of course, have one of the most experienced managers in the dugout in Simon Grayson. 700 games, I think, in charge, all from League One and above.
Yeah, it's another of those high profile managers kind of restarting their career in the National League. He'd been managing abroad. I think his last job before Hartlepool's was in Nepal. And plenty of experience, plenty of nous.
Widrington on the ball, approaching the edge of the final third. Got a bit of room, got a bit of space. Works it out to the left to Meerholtz. Meerholtz to Ryan Hill. He goes back to Barrett, who immediately skips around 180 degrees and drifts the ball up to Jackson. Jackson finds Archie Taylor. He's had lots of licence to go forward. He's knocked it forward there, and he's been caught by Cameron John. And I thought the assistant referee had flagged for a foul. I think he's been overruled by the referee, Steve, hasn't he?
He has been, yeah. I think the assistant took a time, was hoping that the referee would make the decision, and when he didn't, the assistant felt like he had to flag and directed his flag towards the Mike Pusey community stand down at that end, suggesting it was a free kick.
Yeah, we always
definitely overruled.
We always call it honestly, and I think there was a little bit of contact, but Taylor might have exaggerated that. Here's Alex Reed making his way into the box, left-hand side. Now he holds up and turns. He'll probably play it back to Topolodge. He does. Can Topolodge get a first-time cross in? No is the answer. Archie Taylor stops him And Archie Taylor has really enjoyed himself. I think he understands the defensive side of the game. He works very hard, he jumps well, but he loves to get forward.
Oh, he does.
And he's had a lot of opportunity to do so in this opening 25
He's relishing
minutes.
this opportunity to play with attacking abandon.
Cross in from Hartlepool to the far post is caught by Dewhurst. And now he's going to kick long. Parks should get up and win it. He can't. He has to duck under it, but it's not got enough pace to disappear into touch. So we now have to deal with it, Willie. Gandor gets there and wafts a foot, but can't make key contact. Well protected there by the very experienced and reliable Tom Parks.
Yeah, you can see that's the value of Paddy Gandor, that what should have been a lost cause in the end was a pretty hairy moment for Tom Parks.
Back pass to Cartwright. It's going to be shut down now by Paddy Gandor. Drills it low forward. One in the air by Penman behind Reed. Hargreaves quickly onto it. And shots will begin again from halfway. Good afternoon, Colin Hayden in Tenerife. He says, coming through loud and clear, hoping for 3 points for the shots today. Here's a ball played up to Henry, given away. Cameron John gets it, gives it, bombs forward. Now it's Jamie Miley in possession in midfield. He feeds Charman. Sharman and Sharon exchange passes, then back to Daly. Sharman's got it again. Jed Mearholes probing away, trying to get the ball off him. Now it's sent to Walker, who sends it down the right side. Mearholes tries to stop the cross. Ooh, that's very late contact there. Twice then from the Hartlepool player. He's caught Dewhurst in the Aldershot goal, and then Archie Taylor behind him has come in to protest, and he's shoved him to the ground as well. Taylor and Dewhurst. Dewhurst is in a lot of discomfort by the looks of it. He's landed very awkwardly. 26 minutes gone. The referee Paul Johnson taking his time, which is absolutely the right thing to do. And he does now have his book out now. He's just talking, I think, to his fourth official, maybe just getting their opinion on it as well. And we're waiting. It's a yellow card. And do you know what? I'm going to say it, Steve. I think Bessart Topolodge is a lucky boy.
He is, absolutely. I think whether this is allowed or not, I'm not sure. You'd say a yellow card for the clumsy, borderline malicious challenge on Dewhurst, and then raising his hands and pushing Archie Taylor to the ground. Taylor did go to ground clutching his face. I don't think it was to his face, but pushing him aggressively in the chest as he did, you'd say 2 wrongs probably equal more than a yellow card.
Well, would you believe it? Archie Taylor has also been shown a yellow, so one player has knocked a goalkeeper off balance and then shoved another one to the floor and got a yellow card, and Archie Taylor's got one too. But the referee is still hearing things in his earpiece. I don't know who. I think he's now saying to Archie Taylor, you can't continue to show dissent now. I've shown you a yellow card, because otherwise you're going to tread a fine line, and we'd absolutely concur with that, of course.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think maybe Taylor, understandably, Taylor went in to confront Topolodge to say that's not on, that what you've just done to Marcus Dewhurst is not allowed, and quite rightly so. James Henry using his experience to come up to Archie Taylor now and just say, calm down, don't risk any red mist, because Aldershot Town can't afford to go down to 10.
We'll always try and call it as we see it, and to be honest, I don't know to what extent Taylor arrived on the scene. If he did come on the scene and shove himself, he can have no complaints at a yellow, even if it is in response to his teammate being caught. But for me, it was all about the decision about the very late contact from behind on Dewhurst. There was no hope of winning the ball. It was so late, and it could have caused a serious injury to him. He's okay, thankfully. He's up. He takes the goal kick, and we've got a little bit of an atmosphere now in the ground, as much, if you like, as a result of that incident than the shots being 1-0 ahead.
Yeah, now Archie Taylor is having to wait to be allowed back onto the pitch, and James Henry is an auxiliary right back for Aldershot Town. Tommy Widgeon actually told me during the week that James Henry has been playing centre-back in training, trying to find a solution to Aldershot Town's defensive injury problems.
Yeah, absolutely, and there might be a school of thought on why James Claridge is not involved at all today. It may be a knock, it may be minutes, he's played every game, but he's on 4 yellows already. Here's Archie Taylor coming forward to Barrett. Barrett sends it back to Henry. Henry knocks it past his man. He's in the penalty area, pulls it back. It's cleared away. Archie Taylor should get there first and does. Henry gets himself to his feet. Aldershot still on the attack here. Plenty of time in the attack in the final third in this first half. 1-0 up already, looking for a second. Taylor inside to Henry. Henry clips the ball in. Gandor takes it down, tries to get the shot in. He chests it down and then has a first time attempt to volley towards goal. But it's always high. Central, it was on target from that point of view, but if there'd been another goal on top, it might have rattled the crossbar, Steve Gibbs. 1-0, 30 minutes very nearly gone.
Yeah, he almost wanted to chest trap it and then shoot in one fluid movement. Instead, he paused, waited a second, and then the angle was prohibitive and he could only hook it over the crossbar.
If anybody's here comes Hartlepool on the attack. Edge of they're going to try a shot. It's a good one, beaten away. Comes to Topolodge. Topolodge and Taylor in the battle. It breaks clear. Hargreaves is going to run onto the loose ball. He's got no one ahead of him. Just plays it into a little pocket down the right channel. Hadi Gandor could and should get there first. He does. Sends it inside to Henry. Oh, just a slightly too much of it. And then they're coming together between Hadi Gandor and Jamie Miley, and that's adjudged to be a foul by Hadi Gandor just outside the Hartlepool area. 31 minutes gone, Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool 0. A lively game, the Shots having the better of the play and at the moment got the better of the scoreline, 1-0.
Yeah, they need to maintain their cool though. It will probably be to Hartlepool's advantage if Aldershot Town were to see a bit of red mist.
Well, here's Jackson and Penman working together well. Clearing the ball, but it's coming back now from Hartlepool, and it's Topolodge up against Ben Jackson. Jackson plays the ball into touch. Big cheers. Topolodge is not going to be the most popular of the visiting team here with the Shots faithful for the rest of the day, but the referee's made his decision. Let's everybody get on with it, and here is Miley in possession, the number 18 for Hartlepool, finds Cameron John, who's well advanced. Now Topolodge, you don't really need me to say the name, you know he's got it, and you now know he's given it away. If you're listening, if you're watching, you'll know anyway. Here, Jackson can only tow it all. Good foot in there from Theo Whittington. Rolls the ball into the path of Gandor. 3 central defenders inside of him. No Shots players on hand yet. Gandor's into the air, shoots. Beaten away. Shot on target from Gandor. His second effort at goal in 2 minutes, but straight at Cartwright. Aldershot going to start again from halfway. Steve, your thoughts on that chance? I think he was right to have a go because
absolutely.
Barrett was the first of the cavalry arriving and he was still behind.
Yeah, I think in the end it was a little bit down the throat of Cartwright. A strong save, but one that a goalkeeper of that quality would expect. And now Ryan Hill tries to force the issue by switching play to Archie Taylor, but the pass is a little bit heavy, a little bit ahead of Taylor, and even a willing runner as Archie Taylor cannot catch that.
Okay, Hartlepool had the goal kick, they've played it short, they've not always done that today. Flick on by Topolodge, Penman coming over, takes no chances, just drifts the ball into touch. Reid picks it up, thinks about the early throw, but he's going to leave it for Cameron John. And John is just holding up while Hartlepool take the shape they want to take, and eventually the throw in is taken. Reid holds it up, John plays the ball, Jackson plays the ball off of John, I thought, but the throw's been given to Hartlepool anyway. On we go, ball inside, cleared away by Penman up towards Hadi Gandor. He's onto it quickly, holds it up, and the ball's again into touch, and again the tight decision on the throw goes Hartlepool's way, but referee Paul Johnson very shrill on the whistle to tell Cameron John he needs to come back. Good pressing from Hadi Gandor, almost wins it, finds Parks sends it down the line. It's one in the air by Archie Taylor, Parks again is first on the scene, and he'll send it back to his goalkeeper as we approach the 34-minute mark. Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool 0. Regan Linney has returned to Altrincham today with Carlisle, and it's an emotive affair there as well, I'm sure. I'll run through the scores in the other games shortly. Throw in taken by Taylor down the line, comes off of Cameron John and into touch. Throw into Aldershot, 5-10 yards inside their own half. It's 1-1 there at the moment. Altrincham levelling things from the spot. Knowles after Banks' own goal on 9 minutes, so 1-1 there. Eastleigh are 1-0 up against Braintree as Aldershot send it out to the left. Ryan Hill looks to get past Sharon. Sharon diverts it into touch. Throw-ins taken quickly by Hill to Barrett. Back to Hill. Back down the line to Meerholz, and he shimmies inside away from his man. Sends it up to Theo Whitney. Good ball inside. Barrett picks it up, edge of the area. Looks to skip into a bit of space on the right, and he's just stopped from doing so. Had he done so, we'd have seen that right foot swinging, I'm sure, towards goal. A little bit of a shove there from Meerholz. Referee lets it go. Now Aldershot pressing Hartlepool on the edge of the final third, and they look like they're going to get out, and they do. And James Henry's misread that one, but now the ball's well won back by Hargreaves. Henry leaves the ball behind him. I think he was a bit excited there, Steve. Despite his age, he was a bit excited. He got the ball, he thought, I've got an ocean of space in front of me, and he momentarily forgot to take the ball with him.
He did, yeah, but you were right. It looked like Hartlepool were going to play their way out of a really tight defence until Cameron Hargreaves got involved and just stepped in and robbed Brad Walker.
Hartlepool attacking 3-on-3, ball sent out to the left side to Topolodge. Topolodge pulls it back across, and he pulls it away from his teammates and straight to Theo Widrington, much to the amusement of the Shots faithful. The ball is spread out to the right side by Taylor. The next player on the scene is that man Theo Widrington again. He'll send it out to the left side to Hill. Well, he's looking for Hill, but he lifts it straight over Hill's head and it goes into touch. Carlisle have now taken the lead at Altrincham. It's 1-1 now between Eastleigh and Braintree. Gateshead are 1-0 up against Halifax. Morecambe are 1-0 up against Wealdstone. Scunthorpe 1-0 up against Truro. And Forest Green 1-0 up 15 miles away at the Laithwaite. The other games are goalless. Rochdale Southend is a late kickoff. Here's Cameron Hargreaves doing well, winning the ball in midfield. He's won a free kick and he might just need some treatment here. He's just been caught, I think, on his ankle. In a little bit of momentary discomfort, I think he's going to be okay to carry on. Steve, just the one goal so far, but as ever at the EBB, a front foot game, end to end, and thoroughly enjoyable. Yeah,
just the usual thrills and spills on a Saturday afternoon at the Ebb Stadium. It's never dull, always dramatic, and Aldershot Town deserving their lead. I think in recent weeks, and I think for most of this season, Hartlepool have been playing a back three. They've switched to a back four this afternoon, and the two fullbacks, Sheeran and John, have played those positions before, but it's not their natural position, not the positions they've been used to playing in this team. And I just wonder whether Simon Grayson has overthought things in trying to get his team moving on the front foot and also halt the Aldershot Town juggernaut, whether he's overthought things and he's got a couple of square pegs in round holes and it's not quite working.
One interesting thought there is that Carlisle are the only team this season to stop Aldershot scoring last week, and they played a back four, Steve, and kept a clean sheet against Aldershot. When he's been preparing for this game, Simon Grayson will have looked at the most recent game for sure, won't he?
Yeah.
And seen how Carlisle did a job. And the difference, with the greatest of respect to Hartlepool, is they don't have the quality of players in the midfield and forward positions to the level that Carlisle do. They still have a good side, and they're very capable of still getting something, if not all 3 points in this game. I don't mean to be detrimental to that, but Carlisle last week were comfortably the first team this season to completely outclass Aldershot Town. They were a level above.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and the attacking prowess that they've got, the resources that they've got is definitely above what Hartlepool have.
Here's a ball forward. Alex Reid will chase. Penman looks to be well positioned. He'll touch it back to his keeper. Dewhurst doesn't need to bang it long. He finds Meerholz, but Meerholz's ball forward is cut out rather easily by Brad Walker. Walker gives it to his midfield counterpart Jamie Miley. Matty Daly now involved, and a 1-2, but Theo Whittington's well placed here, and he was going to shepherd the ball behind for a goal kick. He was bundled over anyway, and it is a free kick to Aldershot Town, who are 6 minutes away from going in 1-0 at half time. Something they've done twice this season. They were 1-0 up against Brackley and drew 2-2, and they were also 1-0 up in one of those early season 3-2 defeats against Boston. So do not despair, Hartlepool fans. There's usually 4 to 5 goals a game here at the EBB.
Yeah.
So the scoring may well continue.
Yeah, I mean, the difference here is that Hartlepool are struggling for goals themselves.
Here's Penman up against Reid, and Reid in the moment prevails. He's snaffled the ball off him, holds it up, ball inside now to Daly. Daly on the edge of the area, running away from goal. Gives the ball to Sharman. Sharman via Miley, back out to Sharon, and now Sharman shapes to go one way, goes the other. 1-2 into the area. Ryan Hill read it brilliantly. Clears it forward, taken down nicely by Barrett. Barrett then sends the ball out to the right, and well, James Henry will probably say even 15 years ago he'd have struggled to get on it. It was just a bit too straight, but it was a nice idea from Josh Barrett. It would have been 1 against 1 had he got Henry in. Here's Cameron John sending the ball down. Oh, it's lovely idea into the left channel for Alex Reid. Just had a little bit too much on it, and Marcus Dewhurst read it well. And then Aldershot playing the ball out, and James Henry gets his touch wrong, and it goes into touch. He's been a bit disappointed with himself on 2 or 3 occasions in this first half, but let's give the man a bit of credit. He's making his first start of the season, Steve. So he's
not got the minutes.
He's a few games behind the others in that respect. Here's Cameron John foraging forward, centrally initially. Now it drifts out to the left, finds Topolodge. Topolodge up against Taylor. Both of them, of course, on a yellow. Ball inside. There's a smart turn by the number 28 Matty Daly. He's made room for himself. Now he plays a ball into Reid in the box. Oh, he gets his shot away and just pulls it wide. He played, I think, against Aldershot, if I'm right, 3 times last year. Certainly played in at least one, if not both, of the Wealdstone games. He went briefly back to Oldham, started one game in that game when Josh Barrett got the hat-trick and Shots got the win, and then, of course, went back to finish the season again at Wealdstone. Doesn't often happen, and the facts may disprove me, but I think he might have played against Aldershot 3 times last year.
Yeah, and I think he scored in one of those games for Wealdstone as well. It's and yeah, that's the quality that he's got there. He found half a yard, that attacking instinct. He knew where the far corner was, so very nearly found it.
Shots 1, Pools 0. 42 minutes have very nearly elapsed. Aldershot have a throw in on halfway. Archie Taylor is going to take it on this right side, this near side from our commentary position, and now he sends it down. Topolodge will win that easily in the air, sends it inside. Theo Witherington and Alex Reid jump, and I agree with the referee there. It looked a little bit 50-50, but I think Theo knew he wasn't going to win the ball, and in the end he jumped to put just to make sure the man didn't.
Yeah, he jumped into Reid rather than to win the ball.
Yep.
Unnecessary.
So correct.
He's been excellent in this first half, Theo, but that was a little bit silly.
Well, it's a free kick on halfway. Brad Walker is going to take it here for Pools. And we're 2.5 minutes away from added time at the end of the first half. Shots with a slender 1-goal lead. Drifts it into the edge of the area. It's missed by everybody, actually, and manages to somehow bounce between the players and then over the next group of 2 players behind the goal. Goal kick to the Shots. And Tommy Widgington down on the touchline there, quite frankly, is topping up his tan right now, isn't he? The sun has been through for 10-15 minutes now. It's creeping up, the temperature, and the temperature on the pitch, well, it did get rather hotter, didn't it, about 10 minutes or so ago.
Yeah, it's a lovely afternoon at the Ebb Stadium now. When I left home about 1:15, it looked like it was going to be a bit of a damp, wet afternoon, but no, lovely sunshine. And I think the Shots got away with one there a little bit. They allowed the ball to run through that corridor, and if a Hartlepool attacker or a Hartlepool player in the penalty area had gambled there, they could have got something.
Okay, Harvey Cartwright is in possession of the ball, sends it out to the left to Cameron John. He plays it up to Topolodge, who's having another good battle with Archie Taylor. Evades that challenge, goes back to Brad Walker, who evades the press of Hadi Gandor and finds Cameron John again. But Aldershot pressing well at this point, aren't they, and making it difficult for Hartlepool to break to the next section of the pitch. In the end, Cameron John here is going to have to go all the way back to Cartwright. He clears down the middle. Reid with a good first touch, sends the ball back to Miley. Miley sends it forward on the left. The header back inside. He's going to find Reid. Reid's ghosting onto the ball on the edge of the area, tries a shot, but it's weak, and it's saved comfortably low down by Marcus Dewhurst. It remains 1-0 to the shots, but the warning signs are there, Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, Alex Reid starting to become an increasingly influential figure in this game. Archie Reid there, probably the first mistake he's made, other than maybe the clash with Topolodge for the yellow card, but in open play, a weak header in the end. Aldershot Town got bodies behind the ball, made it a bit difficult for Reid, and his finish was weak.
Here's a ball over the top, through the middle, looking for Topolodge. It will go all the way through to Marcus Dewhurst, who's got one interest and one interest only between now and half time, and that is to keep his sheet clean. We're going to have 4 added minutes here at the end of the first half. Ball played forward is one in the air by Cameron John. He heads it into the path of Walker. Walker turns it round the corner. A good link-up play from Matty Daly, Jamie Miley and Brad Walker. Those three working well together. Here's Daly, plays the ball forward to Reid. Reid has to come back. Archie Taylor just drifts onto the scene, pokes a foot in. It's a very good block there from Cameron John, who's bursting full of energy. He's literally relishing getting forward whenever he possibly can, but it does go through to Dewhurst, and we are 40 seconds into that 4 added minutes. 1-0 shots.
Yeah, several of the Hartlepool defenders do like to get forward. They've got good enough quality on the ball that they don't look out of place in a midfield position. But one of them there, Kyogan, has just wrestled Hadi Gandor to the floor, and Aldershot Town have a free kick. Josh Barrett's grabbed it, but at 35 yards plus, maybe this is even a little bit too far out for even Mr. Barrett.
But you do want that bit of commentary to be on the day that he does just let rip from 40 yards. High defensive line from Hartlepool. It's a yard or so outside the penalty area. So we're in added time here at the end of the first half, and the shots lead by 1-0. Cameron Hargreaves with the strike. Referee blows his whistle. Barrett takes a few steps back. Surely he's not going to have a shot from here, as he clips it over the defence. The shots player goes down, comes off the head of a Hartlepool player, and then Cameron John picks it up. Some muted, muffled appeals for a penalty, nothing doing. They weren't sustained, I have to say, by the players on the pitch. And Hartlepool have got the ball in their own final third. Now it's played up the right hand side, where it's met by Jamie Miley, sent inside, nicely controlled by Brad Walker, who's going to set away Luke Sharman, who's initially on this left side, gives it to John. John back to Sharman. Henry gets on the scene, almost wins it. Theo Whittington slightly late to a ball, but Ben Jackson gets there, and then Theo Whittington sends it forward. It's played forward by Parks, and then a heavy touch from James Henry. He'll be disappointed with some aspects of his first half, but we absolutely know he needs that little bit of game time just to sharpen up to the levels we know he's got. Here's Hartlepool in possession, knocking it around their back 4. Second week running the shots to come up against a back 4, but the first time in those 2 weeks that they managed to score a goal. Henry shuttles out to this left side of Hartlepool's attack, his right, to shut the door on Cameron John, who has to go back to Parks. Parks finds Miley, and eventually Miley has to go back to Tommy Widrington, who's not happy about something, and that's surely a drag on the shirt of Meerholz, but nothing given, and he's responded well, and he's won the free kick at the second attempt. Slightly worrying though, Steve, was that somehow both those officials missed the first coming together there, where Meerholz was having his shirt virtually pulled off his back. Yeah, I think the referee was maybe waiting to give the benefit of the doubt, but certainly, there was at least 2 fouls in that confrontation, and all's well that ends well, I think we say. And James Henry, you can see he's getting frustrated with himself, but
he's been good in this first half, and he's done lots of good work off the ball as well. He's been covering for other players, shuttling for if someone goes. He's been sitting back in midfield, even in defence, and he's got far more quality probably than anyone else on this pitch. So he will come good.
Okay, we are almost through the 4 added minutes. Shots 1, Hartlepool 0. Hartlepool clear it out to the right hand side. It's somehow headed on and kept in by Sharman, but Meerholz is onto it. He goes back to Dewhurst. Dewhurst with a long ball forward, and the half-time whistle goes here. So it is Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool 0 here. Elsewhere, Morecambe are finally having their day. 3-0 up against Wealdstone, although Wealdstone have pulled one back just on half-time. Nolan, Dixon Bonner and Musquet, who scored 2 goals in the 4-4 draw they had last week. So their manager did say a month or so ago after defeat here, judge us at the end of October. So yeah, he might be in credit. The shots goal coming on the 20th minute from a short corner, taken from Barrett to Henry, who slipped it into Cameron Hargreaves, who had evaded his marker. Took a little touch, stepped on the gas, let fly from outside, just outside the box. A little deflection, whipped it up in the air, curled over the goalkeeper Cartwright's head, and nestled into the goal at the High Street end. Who'd be a referee, Steve? Don't think he's had too bad a game, just that one real moment of controversy. We'll update our radio listeners shortly, but your thoughts on the first half, just keep an eye out for radio coming to us.
Yeah, I think the shots deservedly ahead, probably haven't quite capitalised upon several chances. They'll feel that maybe they need a second goal to give themselves a bit of breathing space, but yeah, you could argue certainly that Hartlepool's should be down to 10, and that would certainly give Aldershot Town a little bit more breathing space. But so far so good, but the game's not won yet.
We have to stick to Hartlepool or Pools or Poolies. I know I've done it at least once today. We've added that S, haven't we? Sorry, Hartlepool fans. It's easily done in the slip of the moment, isn't it? But
well,
of course
they used to call themselves.
Yeah,
Hartlepool.
no, absolutely. It was their name. And
I will defend myself on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I was just going to say exactly the same thing. They've had a few different names over the years, but so too have Aldershot. But it's never been Aldershots, has it? And what I was going to say was I never got a chance, actually. We're talking about Harvey Cartwright being a good shot stopper, and I was trying to get in to ask the question whether it would be a good shot stopper. To be fair, he hasn't been tested much, Steve, despite Aldershot's kind of dominance in attack in the game and creating the more chances, the better chances. But the one occasion that he was severely tested, I don't think there was a lot he could do about it.
No, I think that deflection, and possibly it was off Alex Reid, who was coming out to belatedly close down Cameron Hargreaves. It did. That deflection took it looping up over the goalkeeper into the top corner. He wouldn't have been set to expect a shot into the top corner. So yeah, I think not much on him. Aldershot Town have had the majority of the chances, but only 2 on target that I've recorded, and yeah, he's done okay, but not been maybe fully tested or as tested as he should have been.
Okay, we're just going to update our radio listeners now. Thank you, Steve. Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool United 0 at half-time, and I think the shots are good value for that, Adrian. They took the lead in the 20th minute, a short corner from Barrett to Henry, who saw Hargreaves shuffling out to the left unmarked, and he drifted onto the ball, cut inside and just let fly. There was a little deflection. I think it was the deflection that whipped the ball over Cartwright, the Hartlepool United goalkeeper. A couple of little controversial moments, yellow shown in the end, not red, against Hartlepool's Bessart Topolodge, but largely the shots have looked good value for their half-time lead, which is Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool United 0.
Half-times in the other games, Altrincham 1, Hartlepool United 2, Preston United 0, Bournemouth 0, Eastleigh 1,
Our
Town 1,
listeners won't have heard this, but they'll appreciate after we just talked about Hartlepool or Hartlepools, and bless him, he made the mistake and he's just apologised for it now of saying Hartlepool Town. Oh, bless him.
Yeah, I think that's one thing they've never been.
No, exactly. I can't recall that.
Okay, so
You're busy checking the history now. You're right, by the way. I don't need to know. I 100% know that they were Hartlepool's at one point. That's for sure. But no doubt when we come back on air, Steve will give us the history and the correct facts around the opposition's name today here at the EBB, where at half-time it's 1-0 to the Shot. So Aldringham 1, Carlisle 2, Boston 0, Borehamwood 0, Eastleigh 1, Braintree 1, Gateshead 1, Halifax 1, Morecambe 3, Wealdstone 1, Scunthorpe 1, Truro 0, Tamworth 0, Yeovil 0, Woking 0, Forest Green 1, and York 0, Solihull Moors 0, Rochdale Southend is a late kick-off, and earlier on today we had Brackley 1, Sutton United 0. That's it from Steve Gibbs and myself for the next 10 minutes or so. We'll speak to you soon.
For those who don't know, they get 3 goes at the crossbar. They hit it once, they get a tenner. They hit it twice, they get 20 quid. They hit it 3 times, they get £1,000. So, well worth winning. Let's give them a nice big cheer from the East Bank. So first up is Jamie. Come on in, Jamie. Let's get a tenner. Nice finish, but not high enough. Here we go. We've got James next thing. Can you get off the mark with the tenner, James? Good luck. Top bit we're going for, James, the bottom bit. I might be messing, mate. No, so the £1,000 save, can you take like 10 or 20 quid? 2 more goes. Not quite. One more go. Still take home the tenner. Get right now. I think just put in the scores though. No, James, you get a tenner. Well, £1,000 stake. Football club's got some money in the bank. Give me a round of applause, everyone.
Thank you, Mark, and well done to today's competitors. The Shot's next fixture is this coming Wednesday evening, the 24th of September, when we face Yeovil Town in the Enterprise National League. Kick-off at the Ebb Stadium is 7:45. A week today we'll travel to FC Halifax Town before returning to the Ebb Stadium on Tuesday the 30th of September for the visit of Braintree Town. And we commence our October fixtures on Saturday the 4th with a visit to Southend United. Few messages today. First of all, happy birthday tomorrow. 7th birthday to one of today's mascots. That was Tommy. A happy 60th birthday to Sean Chambers. With love from Dad, Chris and Sister Kelly and all your friends. Happy birthday to Tracy Sneak, 21 again. Love you, Larry and all the clan. Have a lovely day. And a happy 40th wedding anniversary to Lynn and Julie Simons. And the Shots are delighted to confirm that Aldershot Town women will be playing a fixture at the Ebb Stadium on Sunday the 5th of October, when Woodbrook United ladies will be the visitors. Kick-off will be at 2 o'clock, and tickets are now available at £6 for adults, £5 for concessions, and £3 for under 16s. Directors' box seats are also available at £12.50. Hospitality will also be offered in the form of a one-course meal in the Ebb Lounge, giving you exclusive access to the Ebb Lounge bar, a matchday programme, a team sheet and half-time teas and coffees, alongside a leather padded seat for director's box for the game, only £35 per head. Mascot packages are also available, so to find out more or to inquire about hospitality, please email admin@theshots.co.uk.
Yeah, dark and wet.
The Shots Away Travel Group will running coaches to our forthcoming away games at FC Halifax Town and Southend United. The coach at Halifax a week today leaves the Ebb Stadium at 7:30 and the fare is £52 for members and £55 for non-members. For Southend on Saturday the 4th of October, departure time is 9 o'clock and the cost is £27 for members and £30 for non-members. To book a place on either of those trips, please email them on shopsawaytravelgroup@gmail.com. And some fixture news from the game that's a bit further away. The Shops home game at Forestry Road on Saturday the 8th of November has been selected for live broadcast by the Zone, and as such it will kick off now at 12:30 p.m.
Okay, the teams are coming out for the second half of the EBB. Just to give our listeners the heads up, a minute or so away from kick-off, second half. We just waiting for the substitutes to leave the pitch. The two teams are on. Our referee Paul Johnson is on, and very shortly we get the second half underway here at the EBB. National League, Shots 1, Pools 0 at half time. And Hartlepool are going to make a substitution, Steve. They are taking off, missed the number now. Jermaine Francis is coming on, I think, for Nathan Sheron, isn't it?
Let's have a look.
Hang on a moment.
I'm not surprised that Francis is coming on. He's been excellent.
No, Sheron is still on, I beg your pardon. I just saw the number briefly flash up. We'll work that one out for you listeners and viewers, but
Sheron is still at right back.
It most definitely is Jermaine Francis, the number 7, who has come on for Hartlepool, who quickly send the ball into the other half, and Charlie Penman has got hands on Alex Reid, and the referee Hasn't given too much for the sort of holding element of the game, but he does see that one clearly and gives it. Free kick to Hartlepool. 30 seconds into the second half here at the EBB, where Aldershot Town lead by 1-0 at half time. And they take it short, Hartlepool. Jed Meerholtz pressing well and catching Luke Sharman, who felt the contact coming and understandably took it and went down. So Hartlepool will have an early opportunity, a minute into the second half here, a period in which Aldershot have been prone on a few occasions straight after the break. Hopefully not on this occasion. If you're a Shots fan, Brad Walker sends it in, Ryan Hill sends it up in the air. He then heads his own touch into a position of space and sends it down the left side, looking for Barrett. Barrett jumps, can't win it, but Hargreaves, of all people, runs onto it, and then he just overruns it. Hartlepool clear it forward through Miley, and it goes behind the goal away to our right. It's all a bit of a scrappy passage of play. First 90 seconds, both sides looking to get out the dressing room, back into their rhythm on the pitch, and it remains 1-0 to the Shots. Have you worked out who's gone off for Hartlepool?
It's Cameron John. Actually,
they've gone to a back three.
No, they've gone to. It's still a back four. Topolodge is now the left back.
Yeah.
I think it's Tom Parks who's gone off because John has now come inside one to the left side,
alongside Cogan. Yeah.
Alongside Cogan. Yeah. Topolodge is
flick on.
Left back.
Reed onto it. Appeals for handball, nothing given. Reed holds onto it. Sharman's got it, runs inside, he's into the penalty area, he's going to try and get a shot away. It does, deflects, and then cleared away by Jed Meerholtz. Hadi Gandor comes over, shows well, almost gets onto it, finds Barrett. Barrett sends the ball into the path of Henry, takes it on, the counter-attack's on. He's got room here on the edge of the box. Henry floats a path into the passage of Taylor onto his left foot, and rolls the shot, drags it wide. So comfortable in front of goal, Archie Taylor, but this time he can't convert for his third goal of the season. He drags the shot wide, but lovely, fluid counter-attack on the transition from the Shots. 1-0, nearly 48 minutes gone.
Yeah, so nearly from Archie Taylor. James Henry almost seemed to have too many options to him when he picked the ball up, but now Hartlepool are back on the attack. I think it's Sharman down the left.
Yeah, down this right-hand side for Hartlepool. Little deflection on it, comes in. Dewhurst does well to read that bounce and deflection and gather the ball, and he quickly sends Archie Taylor scurrying away on the right side. He has to take care of it and just keep the ball in play to start with. But James Henry very nearly finding himself with a second assist. We talked about his contribution in that first half and the areas he'd want to do better at, but of course off that list we might have even missed the assist for the goal. Here's Hill sending the ball up to Gandor. Gandor back to Barrett. A return pass looking for Hill. Nice idea. Now, I mentioned coming up to half-time, listeners, particularly the viewers can see this, but the sun had come out, and over half-time it got rather dark, and now it's raining here at the EBB. So 1-0 to the Shots. Overcast, raining, well cut out there by the substitute, Jermaine Francis, who I know was a Barnet player. I'm not sure if he still is. Is he on loan or has he joined Pools permanently?
I think he's a permanent Pools player, and he has been excellent this season, one of their real creative sparks. I was a little bit surprised that he was only on the bench.
Nice interplay here from Hartlepool. They've began the second half with real purpose, but Aldershot have nicked it and then they've won it back. Daly showing good strength, Aldershot battling away hard, and then eventually Penman plays it forward off of Sharon, who got well forward, and Aldershot Town win the throw. Steve, facts are facts, and Aldershot have been 1-0 up at half time here on 2 occasions this season. One game ended up 2-2, the other one 2-3. That's the challenge that lies ahead of them. Somehow can they convert that half-time lead into a win today. However it comes, whether it's by that scoreline, whether it's by increasing it, or whether it's by just outscoring in an odd number again.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to use this 1-0 solid first half performance, in parts dominating first half performance, and kick on and secure the 3 points, because they need the Ebb Stadium to be re-established as a fortress.
Here's Gandor playing the ball into the path of Barrett. Can't play the return because Gandor's on the floor. Referee's acknowledged it but leaves it. Theo Winterton threads the ball out to the right side, taken beautifully by Archie Taylor. He tries an early cross, that's deflected behind. Hartlepool can't stop that, and it bounces once awkwardly and then goes behind the goal for a corner to the Shots. And Steve will tell us how many they've had in the game. I think it might be the fourth or fifth.
That's their fourth.
Their fourth. Absolutely. Couple of quick hellos while Barrett goes over to take the corner. Gary Michael D tuning in from a wet and windy Hailing Island today. Good listen as usual, but a little bit sweeter because the Shots are 1-0 up. He does also say please Shots don't concede just after half time, and they take the corner short. Henry sends it inside. Hargreaves lifts it, curls it, whips it. I'm not sure what he does. Pretty much the same sequence of passes that led to the goal in the first half, Steve, but on this occasion the Shots fire a blank.
Yeah, not the best finish from Cameron. He seemed to be caught in two minds whether to float it into a position or have a shot on goal, and in the end it was all something and nothing.
Dean Adams Madgwick says keep it up Shots, I feel we might need another goal, sending my best wishes from Malaysia. And all the best to you, Gary, as well. And good afternoon also to Lindsay Morris, who just tuned in as the Shots took the lead. He's listening from Tenerife. Here's Hartlepool looking to respond. Ball's played up to Reed. He's felt contact from behind. The referee's seen it, given the free kick. Quickly taken inside to Sharman. Sharman on his left foot at the moment. Now he cuts back on his right, tries the curler. Puts it wide via a deflection. Corner to Hartlepool. And is it just their second of the game?
Second of the game, yeah. And that was a typical move from Charman to shape one way and then cut inside on his opposite foot. And Marcus Dewhurst was confident about that shot was going wide. I'm not sure that I was quite as confident.
Another healthy crowd in at the EBB 2329 and a very respectable 198 Hartlepool fans. In comes the corner for Pools to the far post. Oh, well won in the air by Archie Taylor. Just as Topolodge was about to make his own attempt at that header. Aldershot play it up to Henry, sends it inside, but that's picked up by the scampering Jermaine Francis. He's going to give them a real boost of pace on that left side. There's a ball play forward, it comes back to Reed. Reed's going to round Dewhurst now. Dewhurst got a hand on it brilliantly and it's towed away by Ben Jackson. And when you thought that Alex Reed had to score, Dewhurst stuck in a hand at the last minute to try and pull it away from his legs, and he caught the ball and only the ball. And Aldershot's Hounds clean sheet survives, Steve. 53 minutes gone, 1-0 Shots. Yeah,
brilliant for Marcus Dewhurst. You felt Alex Reed has been in that position so many times throughout his career. You think he knows exactly what to do, skip around the goalkeeper, slot the ball into an empty net. But Marcus Dewhurst reached out and somehow managed to make a clean contact.
Here's Aldershot on the right side with Archie Taylor. He's to the edge of the penalty area now. He's going to play it back. It's not the best pass actually to Hargreaves. And Aldershot will just have to keep possession and build again, as they will do through initially Ben Jackson and now Theo Widrington. He'll go back to Jackson because he can't see a way forward on the right or a ball across the left. Now Aldershot in possession on the halfway line, just keeping the ball here, building patiently, finding it a little bit harder to get forward and out, but there's a good ball from Meerholz to Hill. He sends it to Barrett on the left side of the penalty area, gets to the byline, looks to pull it back. Archie Taylor gets something on it. Is he pulled to the ground? Referee gives nothing. He drags himself up. Now the offside flag comes up to halt Aldershot's momentum. Steve, how did you see that?
Well, Archie Taylor was being impeded as he made a really dynamic driving run in from the right hand side into the penalty area, and in the air he was stumbling as he tried to meet the ball and had to, in the end, I think the effort on goal was with his thigh, because he just had to try and get something on it. The referee clearly felt that the physical challenge wasn't quite enough to deserve a penalty.
Here's the battle between Reed and Penman again, and Reed's picked it up and got away with it and appeals for the foul. The referee's pointing at something. I think he's saying pulling. He's got his yellow card out, and the yellow card is for Charlie Penman. Referee indicating that it's for pulling, and it is a free kick to Hartlepool. Theo Widrington at the moment just having a strong word with the assistant referee. I think he's suggesting that as close as he was, he might have seen what really happened there. But what referee Paul Johnson has decided is Charlie Pensman, too much hands-on contact on Reed and probably too many times in the game as well.
Yeah, I think it was also the way that Penman was aggressively kicking the ball as Reed lay on it. And Theo was also saying initially the free kick was set right just outside the box. Theo was saying it was further away.
In comes the free kick, missed by everybody. And the referee's pointing to what here? The retake?
Retake.
Because he wasn't ready? I'm not sure what the reason was.
Not sure. But the ball, but now Walker will try and march it in a couple of yards.
And, well, been a scrappy start to the second half. Penman's picked up a yellow card. Brad Walker is going to send this free kick from the right hand side into the heart of the area. Reed gets a little downward header on it. A little bit of contact. It drifts too fine off his head and behind the goal. And do you know what, Steve? One way or another, good chance, half chance, quarter chance, whatever you want to call it. Alex Reed, 4 of them in the match now, 56 minutes gone.
Yeah, and that's symptomatic of both the way the second half of this start of the season has gone for Alex Reed and for Hartlepool's. Not really getting many gilt-edged chances and not taking the ones that are presented to you. You'd think a striker the quality of Alex Reed should have done better with at least one of those this afternoon.
Definitely it's the Pools though, and this opening 11 minutes of the second half that have started the better. They pick the ball up here with Daly, sends it out to the left side where Francis will pick it up against Taylor. Tries to get his cross into the far post, it's behind and over everybody, behind for a goal kick. But smart thinking, I think, from Grayson, Steve, because he's brought on Jermaine Francis for his pace and trickery on that left side, and he's up against Archie Taylor at times, isn't he, who's on a yellow card. So
yeah, and I think
the
also
game's on a knife edge.
It is, yeah, and Hartlepool's have definitely started the better in the second half. Certainly much improved Hartlepool. Sorry, and I could talk at length about the history of their names, but this isn't an etymology lesson. Let's talk about football. They've started really well, and I think France.
Ball's back. Oh, it's going to go all the way through to the keeper. Mate, carry on your point.
Yeah, Archie Taylor was allowed to get forward too much in the first half, and now he's got Francis to think about, and he's not able as often. Still he's getting forward, but maybe not as often and not with quite as much abandon or freedom.
Another free kick given against Penman, and this is where Reed is very, very astute. He's got a lot of nous. He knows how to win the free kicks, and he does it well. No complaints at what he's doing or the way he's doing it. Here's Jed Meerholz moving quickly onto the ball ahead of Luke Sharman, but then he can't get it away. Now he puts his foot through it. James Henry will jump with Walker. Walker wins that, sends it out to Topolodge. Topolodge further left to Francis, and he sends it back inside to Walker. 1-0 to Shots, but it's very tight. We're a minute and a half away from the hour mark here. Reed with the ball round the corner. Hartlepool got it. Topolodge into the penalty area left side, drags his shot wide, and the chances are coming for Pools, and they're going. And that's their third chance of the second half. As we complete 59 minutes, Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool 0.
Yeah, getting dangerous for the Shots. Hartlepool resurgent force in this second half. In the opening third of the second half, they've been by far the better team. Aldershot Town haven't really got going at the start of this second half. They will feel, I think Simon Grayson will feel, that they could and maybe should be level with the number and the quality of opportunities
yellow cards
they've had.
Did you see? I think it might have been to Theo Widrington, but I didn't see. Was that Theo? Yeah, it's a yellow card for Theo Widrington. Off the ball, Steve, so presumably for dissent.
Yeah, I didn't see that at all, but yeah.
Sorry, you were in full flow, but I thought I'd better call it.
No, I think absolutely right.
Yeah. Here Widrington sends the ball out to the left, and Hill's down, and he's held down, he stays down. And the referee is pointing at Hill. It's just a throw, nothing more. Maybe the referee's saying that Hill started that. I don't know.
Yeah,
again, I didn't see.
I think Sharon was holding Hill down with a hand to the head, which Hill reacted to.
Yeah, we saw that, but I think the referee clearly suggesting that Hill did something first. So we'll take his word for that. Here's Hargreaves on the ball in midfield, and he has to turn and go back, and Jackson has to turn and go back to Dewhurst. Ball out to the right hand side. Gandor leaves it. Archie Taylor drifts onto it now. He's up against Topolodge, tries to get his cross in. It's over everybody, I think. Sheeran will probably get there and hook it forward. He does. Meerholtz hands on, and referees given almost everything for hands on in this second half, and it's Aldershot who are getting caught out by that. The ball sent out to the left to Jermaine Francis. He's running up against Jackson, sends the ball in to Reid. Reid has another shot and he pulls it wide again. 61 minutes. Do you know what? I think they've had 7 chances of sorts for me today that I've noted. 5 to Reid, 2 to Topolodge, and still Hartlepool can't find that elusive goal, Steve. Probably the only thing their second half performance is missing.
It absolutely is, yeah. They've been, throughout this season, they've been a first half team, both scoring and conceding. Very few goals in the second half of matches, but they should have at least one. In the 16 minutes of this second half, they've been by far the dominant team. And Alex Reid, we've already said, when it's not hot, it's not hot, and he has missed the target several times, that chances that he should have at least forced a save from Marcus Dewhurst.
Here he holds the ball up well, touches it into the path of Daly. Now Francis picks it up on the left hand side. The rain is teeming down, it's getting heavier and heavier. We're heading for the 62 minute marks. If you're tuning in, listening, hoping the shots will just hold on grimly to that 1-0 lead, you're going to have a very long second half. Here's Francis sending the ball over to the right hand side. Sheeran sends it in, it's over everybody behind, and they got it wrong on the radar again. But Aldershot, Steve, are going to have to find something else to go again, and I think that something else is going to look like Ryan Jones, who always comes on and makes an impact. Since he's come back from his unfortunate injury. I think Kwame Thomas is also getting stripped and ready for action, and just high-fiving one of the other members of the Aldershot dugout. Here's the ball play forward. Gandor can't get onto it. It bounces once, goes through. The wind is strong. You can see the very fine but heavy rain, if that makes sense, just blowing across the EBB stadium.
Currently there's a mass migration from the open side of the South Stand East Bank. All the Hartlepool fans now getting blown away and rained on.
Well, look, Francis chasing this ball down the left. Dewhurst was going to go, but he couldn't get there. Francis has got it, he's cutting inside, shoots low, beaten away by Dewhurst, and now it will be cleared away by Ben Jackson. But Aldershot Town have had a really uncomfortable start to this second half. Good foot in there from Theo Widrington. Ryan Hill intelligently plays the ball off of Nathan Sheeran, and it's not a double substitution for Shots, it's going to be a triple substitution. And I think Tommy Widrington, Steve, showing that he himself is not happy with the start to this second half. One or two of these substitutions coming up might have been premeditated, but they're not going to happen yet. Aldershot have the throw. Meerholtz first time ball across to Ben Jackson. You're going to see Shots fans, Tristan Abrahams, Kwame Thomas and Ryan Jones into the action, and we'll wait to see which 3 players are going off. You don't often see a side 1-0 up 64 minutes in making a triple change. Here's Henry playing the ball down the right side, or rather Taylor for Henry. Henry can't get there, he blocks, it goes into touch, throw in, and we're well back in the North Stand, but I can tell you, listeners, the rain is blowing in so hard onto my glasses. So that's
coming in sideways, and the wind is buffeting and blustering around. I mean, we're feeling it here, so what the players are feeling, I'm dread to think.
Throw-ins taken by Hartlepool, not easy for them to get out. Ball is lifted forward, headed by Reid into the path of Daly, and then a ball out to the left side. Can Jermaine Francis keep it in? I was kind of thinking if anybody could keep it in, it would be him, but he's frustrated by it. It's not too often we've said that this season, Steve, but the opening 20 minutes of the second half have been a really ugly watch. Now, the best thing about that from an Aldershot Town point of view is no goals have gone in, and they got that slender lead.
I think that's the best thing you can say about the start of the second half for Aldershot Town. They've been second best everywhere, far too passive, not up to the speed of the game. Hartlepool have just grown stronger.
Right, Ryan Jones is on. That's the first substitute. He's come on for Hadi Gandor. I think this happens in football all the time now. That isn't the swap. That's the way they've done it. Kwame Thomas comes on as well, and Ben Jackson has gone off on the other side. So it looks like there might be a slight tweak in the shape or the personnel for shots as well, other than the 3 substitutions. Tristan Abrahams is also going to come on to the pitch, and he is going to come on for the number 17, James Henry. How do you see those substitutions? There's got to be at least one like for like in there, and I'm going to go with Abrahams for Gandor to start.
Yeah, I think it's going to now be a 3-4-1-2 rather than 2-1. So Abrahams and Thomas up front with Josh Barrett in the number 10. Unless, Ryan Jones has taken up the left wing back spot. Ryan Hill has moved into perhaps a more midfield role, perhaps the right wing back role, and Archie Taylor has perhaps moved back slightly.
Difficult to tell because Aldershot are in defence with
whether Taylor can play as a centre back role, so maybe he's now the right sided centre back, departed by Jackson or vacated by Jackson. But when the game has settled down, we'll see how that works out, but that's my initial instinct. Certainly Ryan Jones is on this left hand side as the left wing back.
Thomas wins the ball in the air. Abrahams is now onto it. He needs to be careful he doesn't foul Jermaine Francis, and Aldershot have got 2 players battling for the ball. Hartlepool won. In the end, Hartlepool prevail. And here's Brad Walker in possession. Skips inside, finds a bit of space, drifts the ball straight through the middle, looking for Reid, but Reid gets there a little bit late as Dewhurst clears away. And unlike the moment like this in the Truro match, I think the referee this time is going to show the yellow card to the on-rushing attacker, Alex Reid, for whom it's not been his day yet, but it still could be, Steve. 68 minutes gone, yellow card for Alex Reid, and Dewhurst down.
I think he's perfectly entitled to go for that, is Alex Reid. And in these increasingly wet conditions, sliding into what in the end was pretty close to a 50-50 ball, I think he's entirely at liberty to go for that, and he's picked up the yellow card now.
I think he's at liberty to go for it, but I think he was fractionally late.
Yeah.
And a difficult moment for Dewhurst, because the last time he did exactly the same thing as that, he ended up getting sent off for clearing the ball away, and of course ultimately that red card was rescinded at Truro. An issue with Tristan Abrahams, what do you call them? The vest that they wear with
the Under Armour vest. Or his GPS tracker maybe. So he's now putting on what looks like a bit of a sports bra, but clearly isn't. Okay, we're going to get underway again. Somehow we've gotten, Steve, from the 45th minute to very nearly 69 gone here. And in that time, Alex Reid's had 3 chances of sorts. Topolodge just the one, and a yellow card for Alex Reid. And it remains 1-0 to Aldershot Town, but I still have my doubts as to whether that will be the final scoreline. Here's a flick on from Kwame Thomas, and that's going to go all the way through to Cartwright. I'm sure you'd concur, having watched all the games we've watched here at the EBB this season. Yeah. You always think there's more goals in any game here at the Ebb Stadium, but particularly the way you just think the law of averages, Hartlepool have to get something on target sooner or later. And it looks like Kibben Rai is now ready to come on as well. He's got his playing shirt on, but he's putting his training bib back over the top of that, but maybe he's imminent.
1-0 here to the Shots as Hartlepool play it forward, well cut out by Penman. Good ball round the corner from Theo Widrington into the path of Barrett. In momentarily is 3 against 3. Plays the ball now to Ryan Jones, squares it, and it's cleared away by Hartlepool. First real involvement for Ryan Jones, into touch, Elsewhere, Woking are now 2-0 down at home to Forest Green. Carlisle still leading at Altrincham, but they've had Cameron Harper sent off. Bournemouth 2-0 up, flying this season at Boston. Halifax winning away at Gateshead, and Scunthorpe now 3-0 up against Truro. Here it's 1-0 to the Shots. They've got a throw which Ryan Jones is stepping forward to take now, and it's headed straight away clear by Hartlepool and on by them. Penman battling with Reed. Theo Whittington touches the ball back to Archie Taylor. He's on halfway, plays it through the middle up to Thomas, turns it round the corner to Barrett. Barrett evades a challenge. He's caught late, we thought. Nothing given. Theo Whittington wins the ball anyway for Shots. Barrett is up on his feet. He's limping around. Hartlepool clear to touch. And frankly, the ugliness goes on. And do you know what, Steve, from an Aldershot Town point of view, they're certainly not initiated it, but if it carries on to the end of the game without further goal involvement, it'll be job done. But here's Theo Whittington, tries a shot from distance. It's on target, curled it, but it's straight at Cartwright, who just catches it.
Yeah, he's telegraphed from Theo, not the best effort. I think the only hope was that the goalkeeper would be unsighted, but it was too easy.
Hartlepool, lovely ball out to the right side. Sharman picks it up. Good strength from Jed Meerholtz. The ball goes out of play, and Aldershot have got seemingly their first 50-50 decision from the officials in this second half. Good strength from Meerholtz. He's taken a bit of a risk, wasn't he, going up against his man inside the penalty area, but he did enough to put Sharman off. And a very tight decision. I couldn't have called it, but ultimately it's been given as a goal kick as opposed to a corner.
Yeah, good defensive diligence from Jed Meerholtz, battling away against the Charman. I think he's done okay this afternoon, Charman, periodically threatened. But yeah, good defending from Jed, and Shots need to lift themselves for the final quarter. Tamworth 1, Yeovil 0. Yeovil come here in the week. I think it's Wednesday again, this one, but the next Wednesday week is a Tuesday. Here's Reed going through the middle again. Oh, lovely toe back to his keeper from Charlie Penman. Great work there. He's had his work cut out by Alex Reed today. Now they're at the other end, Shots with Josh Barrett. This game is just going to open up more and more as Hartlepool push and Shots look for a second. Barrett curls it, punched away. Follow up from Hill, drifts onto the ball inside the penalty area. Can he get the ball back across? Yes, he can, but it's cleared away by Hartlepool. Up towards the Hartlepool player, Sharman, who's fouled from behind. Not sure if it was Meerholtz or Hargreaves. Referee's reaching for his yellow card, and he's going to show it to Jed Meerholtz, which means that another one of the Aldershot Town defensive unit has got a yellow card. Meanwhile, Marcus Dewhurst has gone down inside his penalty area, and they're trying to signal the attention of the referee, and the goalkeeper needs treatment. I didn't see what happened with Dewhurst. I think it's a knock that he's felt for quite a while during this game. There's a couple of times he's been down, seemingly resting, kind of sat down with his legs outstretched, and so, I don't know whether it's a hangover from the knock that he got in the first half or something else, but he seems to be in some discomfort.
Well, the story of this match is that Aldershot were, we feel, the better side in the first half and led 1-0. Hartlepool, for me, have clearly been the better side in the second half, by miles. 29 minutes or so. They're going to make another substitution here, and it's the number 18 coming off, Jamie Miley, and he has been replaced by the number 2, Jay Ben, Steve.
Yeah, Ben has been playing as a wing back, as Miley's a centre back. So we'll see how that goes. Miley has been playing in central midfield, and Ben the wing back, and he is on this right hand side. So maybe that will allow Sharon to go back to his more orthodox position of central midfield, and he is now standing in the centre circle. So I think that's the top and bottom of that.
It's been a good battle tactically today, because I think there's no doubt Aldershot had the upper hand in the tactical battle in the first half, but Hartlepool have adjusted really well at the break, and they can probably consider themselves a little bit unlucky not to be level at this point. However, the game is just opening up by the minute. Here they come again, Hartlepool through the middle. Aldershot foot on it, cleared away by Taylor, picked up by Sharon, who's definitely in that more familiar central midfield position now. Francis goes up against Hill, almost loses it, battles back well though. Real determination and pace and movement about him. Hartlepool knocking the ball around nicely. Tristan Abraham's back there, gets a foot on it, pokes it into touch. And Aldershot just aren't one of those teams that tries to see an ugly 1-0 win out. But an ugly 1-0 win would look beautiful in Aldershot Town supporters and managers and players' eyes. They are just having to battle for it. All over the pitches. Abraham's picking up the ball, threads a pass out to the right, can't find his man. Theo Widgerton briefly gets it, loses his balance as he tries to pass it wide. Hartlepool have picked it up again on the left hand side, and again Topolodge is running freely, plays it to Reed in the box, shot comes in, it's beaten away by Dewhurst. I think it's the 6th effort from a tight angle of the day for Alex Reed, and Dewhurst equal to it. Corner to Pools.
Yeah, getting closer, that one on target, but I think it hit the body, it bounced underneath Marcus Dewhurst, but wide. They're getting closer, and really they deserve to be level, at least level.
Referee's having a word with Ryan Hill and Theo Widrington here, or in the company of Theo Widrington. So maybe a last warning for Ryan Hill as well. Corner to Hartlepool in the 77th minute. In it comes, past a lot of players towards goal, prodded away by Meerholtz, and then hooked and volleyed forward by Ryan Jones, and then Hartlepool onto it. A clever little touch from Francis.
Foul.
He was fouled by Kwame Thomas, who just held his hand up to his chin, didn't he, and stopped his flow. Hartlepool have picked up the loose ball. Referee he lifted his whistle to his lips and then didn't blow it. But we both think we saw a foul there on Hartlepool player. They're playing on anyway. Here's Reed drifting onto the ball in the corner of the penalty area. Out to the left-hand side to Charman. Charman's up against Ryan Hill. Shoot is parried away to his left by Dewhurst. Ryan Jones is nearest to the ball. And Aldershot Town are hanging on here. 78th minute, 1-0 up. Hartlepool really bossing things in this second half, but not been able to get themselves level. Always good play from Sharman. He's got past one, edge of the area, squares it across, taken nicely. Shot comes in, and it's beaten over his bar by Dewhurst. The shot came in from Matty Daly just as we hit the 78th minute mark. Really firmly hit effort, but Dewhurst equal to it, battling so hard for a clean sheet yet again. Now, what's the referee seen here? He's showing yellow to Marcus Dewhurst, is it, or Ryan Hill? I honestly can't tell. It could be Hill because he just had a last warning. What it's for, I don't know. There's some holding going on inside the penalty area. The referee's got his yellow card out and away again. Blows his whistle, or about to. Now he does. Corner to Pools, 79th minute. 1-0 shots comes to the far post. And in the last moment, Penman heads it behind, but there's hands on him from Cameron John. And the referee blows for a free kick or goal kick, whatever it is, to Aldershot Town. 79 minutes have elapsed. And I think we can award this second half, by a long way, the ugliest half of football we've watched at the EBB this season, Steve. And that'll only frustrate Hartlepool, I'm sure.
Yeah, they should be at least level. They've now had 14 efforts on goal, the vast majority in this second half, 7 on target, 7 off, to Aldershot Town's 11 with only 4 on target. Yeah, it's a game of two halves, and Aldershot Town are lucky to still be in the lead.
No, it's very, very rare that Aldershot Town win ugly, but that's the possibility that lies ahead of them here as we go into the final 20 minutes very shortly. Francis is down again and in some discomfort, but Hartlepool have still got the ball again, and Topolodge goes past Ryan Hill, who we think might have been booked. It's a bit of a lottery who's got a yellow card and who hasn't out there. Cross comes in from Topolodge, cleared away by Archie Taylor, only to the edge of the area. Another shot comes in, that deflects up into the air, off of Taylor, I think, and behind for another corner to Hartlepool. Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool 0. And this game is not a thing of beauty, but Aldershot soldier on.
Yeah, it's enthralling, it's fascinating nonetheless, but yeah, ugly is about the right word.
9.5 minutes left. Corner comes in, headed away by Ryan Hill at the near post, but only back to the corner taker Walker, and then he sends the ball in. He catches up on the wind and just gathers pace and height and drifts away harmlessly. And apologies if I think I might have said in the 70-something minute, nearly, heading towards the last 20 minutes. Of course, it was towards the last 10. We're going to have a stoppage in play here for an injury to a Hartlepool player.
Yeah, I think it's Francis who's in the wars again.
He has absolutely been
He's
everywhere,
not been on long,
no.
but yeah, he's had 2 or 3 knocks and a poke in the eye from Kwame Thomas as well for good measure. But yeah, 9 minutes left, second half, and this is credit to Hartlepool. They've disrupted Aldershot Town. They've stifled the irresistible attacking juggernaut of Aldershot Town to the extent now where you're right, Aldershot Town are hanging on. It looks like Maxi Mullins is the latest player to be prepared from the bench. To bolster up the Shot's defence, because at the moment they need it.
It wouldn't surprise me if he comes on from Ryan Hill. He's currently playing in that right-sided position. He's been up constantly against Bessart Topolodge, and I think it is him that got shown that yellow card a few minutes ago. Do you reckon it was Hill or Dewhurst that got shown the yellow? No, we don't know. We just don't know. Sorry, listeners. Even if your viewers I'm talking to, you'll have seen it as well. It can't have been very clear who the referee was giving the yellow to. Hartlepool are going to make another substitution, and the substitute, Jermaine Francis, is going to be substituted, Steve. He's not able to carry on. He's certainly given his absolute all, but he's been caught once too many.
Yeah, and I think that's good news for Aldershot Town. It's unfortunate for Francis.
You haven't seen who's coming on yet?
Well,
Danny Johnson.
It's Danny Johnson, yeah. Yeah, who has been more of a sub recently, been in and out of the starting lineup. Only has 1 assist this season, no goals yet. But certainly, yeah, is potentially dangerous, and certainly another central attacking player to add to Hartlepool's armoury.
A really good header there from Archie Taylor. Offside's given against Hartlepool anyway, and then chuckles of embarrassment from the front row of the North Stand. And the young lad said, "How can that be offside?" Thinking it was against Aldershot, but it wasn't. It was against Hartlepool. Penman sends it out to the right side, flicked on by Kwame Thomas. Abrahams is trying to get there. Can he keep it in down by the East Bank end? Yes, he can. He'll send it out to the right to Ryan Hill. Hill sends it in. Coming together between Coogan and Thomas, headed back towards the area by Theo Widrington, picked up by Ryan Jones. Quick feet from him. He's into the edge of the area. What's he going to do? Onto his right foot, prods it further right, looking for Hill, can't find him. Hartlepool hook it clear and forward, held up by Sharman. He turns brilliantly to run into space. Jed Meerholz leans in and almost wins the ball, but Sharman prevails with the ball, and then it's given away by Hartlepool, and Ryan Hill very intelligently takes the sting out of the play and goes back to his goalkeeper. Dewhurst sends it out to the left. Jones gets a little foot on it, but he can only steer it further into touch. We're going to see Maxi Mullins soon, and we've got just less than 6 minutes left plus whatever's added in a very, very scrappy second half where Hartlepool have looked the better side, and good work again from Archie Taylor.
Vital interjection
to stop Reed getting through for what would have been his 7th opportunity at least of the game. Here's Ryan Jones battling with Sharman, who's going down the right hand side. Can he get his ball in? He does. He fires it across the corridor of uncertainty, and behind the goal away to our right. It will be a goal kick to the Shots. We've got another player down. I think it might be Archie Taylor cramping possibly.
I thought it was cramp, but he signalled to the bench that he can't continue. I don't know if he strained a muscle. He's stretching for that.
Yeah.
to make that interception. It was such a vital interception that he did make.
It is, and Aldershot are already preparing a substitution.
Yeah, it's Maxi, but I think it is.
And
Unfortunately, Archie is getting treatment merely for cramp.
Yeah, I thought it was. And Hartlepool are going to make a substitution as well. Steve, they're going to bring on Verdane Oliver. It's been a game of attrition in this second half, and Alex Reid, Steve Gibbs, is not going to score today, and he leaves the pitch, rips his shirt off, and must wonder how on earth he hasn't added to his 3 goals.
Yeah, absolutely. I do not know to this. If I live for another 50 years, I will not know how he hasn't scored this afternoon. A striker the quality of Alex Reid, with the chances that he's had presented to him, how he hasn't scored, I don't know. And how Hartlepool United are still, with the second half 40 minutes old, and they've been utterly dominant for all 40 of those minutes. How they're still behind, I don't know.
Hopefully it is just cramp for Archie Taylor, who I dare say might be in the little group that Steve's thinking about when he names his man of the match today.
I've not even considered man of the match yet.
We haven't had a chance, but I just think he's literally given a huge effort this afternoon to the shots, and might be a little unlucky not to have added to his own goal tally today as well. The floodlights are on, Maxi Mullins is on, Archie Taylor's going to get very generous applause as he comes round. And it's been a very different half of football to what we've been used to here at Aldershot this half. I've called it ugly a few times. Tommy Widrington won't care about that if his side go on to prevail in this. But Hartlepool head the ball forward. Meerholtz gets a key foot in. Ryan Jones goes to ground, can't win it, plays it off a Hartlepool player, does really well, wins the throw for shots and then hurries to take it, and somebody probably says in his ear, don't hurry, there's 3 minutes plus added time left, your team are 1-0 up. But Aldershot are not used to being 1-0 up in a game going into the last few minutes, Steve.
They're not, and I say it again, they shouldn't be.
Yeah, well, they've had the one clean sheet this season, it was here against Morecambe. But they're still battling away, trying to earn one here. Oh, that's a poor touch from Brad Walker, and Ryan Hill has picked up the ball inside the centre circle, sends it out to the right side to Tristan Abrahams. Abrahams holds it up, goes back to Ryan Hill. Kwame Thomas is there at the far post, so too now is Ryan Jones, if they can get across in. Hill gives the ball to Abrahams. Aldershot keeping the ball at the moment. Hill going one way, then the other, goes back to Abrahams. He tries to give it back to him. Hill's got it, turns inside. Now he's dispossessed. Hartlepool play it forward. Good firm contact on the volley from Charlie Penman, and then Ryan Jones rises, gets his head on it, but can only divert it into touchdown by the corner flag. We're into the final 2 minutes of the 90. Then we'll see how much time is going to be added. I think, as ugly as it's been played at pretty breathtaking pace, hasn't it, this second half?
It has, yeah.
I wouldn't expect, other than for where there's been treatment and substitutions, a huge amount of added time, but we shall see. Here's a ball played forward from Hartlepool. Ryan Hill hooks it away from the danger zone into the Hartlepool half, but Cameron John touches it to Topolodge. Topolodge is being chased by Abrahams and Hargreaves. They can't get it, either of them. Aldershot win the ball through Ryan Hill, and surprise and delight around the EBB as no free kick is given, and then Aldershot had an opportunity to keep the ball. Theo Widgerton sends it down the right side, too heavy, picked up by the goalkeeper, and then a back pass from Hartlepool is a bit under hit, sent out to the left hand side, bouncing once, twice, 3 times. Hill strokes it back to Dewhurst, one touch, clears forward up towards halfway. Thomas can't get the flick on it, hasn't really been able to make an impact since he's come on today, which is unusual for Kwame Thomas. Kiban Rai gets stripped again, removes his high-vis vest. We're into the 90th minute. Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool 0. And the goals per game here at the EBB, the average is going to take an almighty hit today.
It is. But the average points tally at the moment is going to rise.
As it stands, for sure. So the rain's abated and the sun has briefly popped through the clouds, so we've got the double illumination now of the floodlights and a bit of sunshine. Kiban Rai is going to come on. He's taking instructions at the minute as you'd expect from the goalkeeping coach, Dave. Aldershot take the throw. Kwame Thomas holding the ball up. He's having his shirt pulled, but he continues to hold it. Eventually it's prodded into touch. 90 minutes are up.
How many minutes were you saying, Rob?
And we're going to have 8 added. 8 added minutes. And I'm just putting wow on my pad next to the +8.
It has been played at a great pace, but with the number of the couple of injuries and the slew of substitutions, I thought it would be more than maybe you expected. 8 is still a surprise to me, though.
Yeah, I think Aldershot fans would have settled for 3. Hartlepool fans would have liked 10. It is 8. Here's Ryan Hill on the right side, sends his cross in, knocks down by Thomas with his arm into the path of Tristan Abrahams. Free kick to Hartlepool inside their own penalty area. No complaints from Kwame Thomas. Kiban Rai waits against the dugout, wondering just how many of these added 8 minutes he's going to get. The game's pretty open, if I'm honest. Aldershot are not sort of locking the back door. They're keeping plenty of bodies back there, Steve, but they're still going forward trying to seal the deal on this one.
Yeah, the Aldershot Town juggernaut does not have a reverse gear, but yeah, I think now they need to hold what they have.
And that's exactly what Charlie Penman does.
Yeah,
he holds for Dane Oliver and allows the ball to go over their head. Goes back to Dewhurst, who waits for Oliver to shut him down before he picks up the ball. And he kicks from the edge of his area, straight down the middle. But Abraham's battling, can't win it. Kwame Thomas battles, can't win it. Sheeran hooks over his head. Hartlepool knock it down with a hand, and Aldershot Town get a free kick centrally, 15 to 20 yards inside the Hartlepool half, as for the first time in the second half the sun burns clearly onto the pitch. Are Aldershot going to make their substitution yet? No is the look of it. On goes the high vis for Kiban Rai. Theo Widrington stands over this free kick, some 45 to 50 yards out, sends it to the far post. Thomas jumps, manages to head it inside, and then Hartlepool chest it inside the penalty area, facing their own goal line. Cameron John plays it forward. There's a double ricochet, comes off of Cameron John. 2 minutes 20 seconds of the 8 added have elapsed. Aldershot Town have got a throw over there on the right hand side. They're in unknown territory here, 1-0 up in a game going into the dying moments, standing very, very close to 3 points and a second clean sheet of the season. But Hartlepool have been excellent in this second half, and this is the first period really in which the shots have dominated. Hill's got it up against Topolodge. Now Topolodge has won it. They send it forward. Hargreaves can't get onto it, but he'll get there at the second attempt, as I wondered if Max Mullins was holding off his man there, but nothing was given. Penman goes back to Dewhurst, 1 touch, 2 on rushing Hartlepool players, plays it straight through the middle. That'll bounce once and go through to Harvey Cartwright, and Tommy Whittington's not happy with what Dewhurst did there. The ball's played over the top, and Hartlepool fighting for a touch, but Hargreaves is onto the loose ball, but well read by the number 28, Matty Daly, pulls it back, and now Barrett's got it. He sends the ball out to the left side. That's too strong. That'll bounce into touch. All the composure has gone out of this game. Hearts are beating fast, and the referee is gonna give Tommy Whittington a red card
for punching the ball away,
for trying to reach it up and get the ball. He tried to reach up and grab it as it went out of play, and he missed it, and the referees perceived that as he was trying to delay the restart, and managers of course get red cards for delaying restarts.
Yeah.
On we go.
I think that's being kind. Tommy definitely did try to punch the ball away.
Well,
whether it deserves a red card.
Jumped with his arm raised in the air and didn't get very near to the ball. I think that's all I can say. But look, the referee's interpreted it the way he has. Tommy Whittington, whether he likes it or not, has been sent off, and Hartlepool now have a throw-in on the right side. Josh Barrett is going to be replaced by Kiban Rai for what is left. 3.5 minutes of added time plus whatever's added after that. I can't recall the official Aldershot Town man of the match being announced today, unless we missed it, but we'll worry about that later. Here's Ben sending the ball inside. Meerholtz clears it only as far as Walker But then there's a coming together between Ryan Jones and Jay Ben, and the referee has given Hartlepool another free kick, Steve. I didn't see it. It was out of my eye line.
No, I think there was a bit of a coming together virtually on the touchline. Ryan Jones seemed to be thrown out of that tackle, but he's who's adjudged to have been the aggressor.
Walker to take this free kick. We're into the final 3 added minutes of the 8 added. The Shots lead by 1-0. But Hartlepool have pushed and pushed for this equaliser through the second half. Are they going to get it here? In it comes, headed away by Ryan Hill. It's going to be chased by Kiban Rai, but Walker is first onto it. And the ball spread out to the right side, but Sharon's read it well and they've kept it in. And now Jay Ben's going to come forward, lifts the ball over the top. Max Mullins, heads it away. A foul is given. Offside, is given. A follow-up shot came in. That was beaten away as well. Utter chaos. But it remains 1-0 to Aldershot Town. Hartlepool will see the chance of at least 1 point starting to slip away. But that's all it is, because 3 minutes, Steve Gibbs, is a long time in football, and there's going to be more than 3. You can bet your bottom dollar.
Yeah, there's been stoppage time during stoppage time, but this is Aldershot Town. They can't do an attritional 1-0 win that's dull and boring. Even a 1-0 win is thrills, spills, a rollercoaster ride.
Marcus Dewhurst treading a fine line here. He's just changed the side of the box he's going to kick it from, and now he does kick through it. It's towards Ryan Jones, but it's straight into touch. 2.5 minutes of added time left. Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool 0. Just feels like it's building to something, to a moment. Meerholtz does well, gets there first, then Hargreaves gets away from his man Daly and heads the ball into touch. All hands on deck here for those still out there in red and blue. Sharman holds the ball up, manages to outwit Jones and Rye, but then Hartlepool win it back. Now Meerholtz is going to send it long and deep into the Hartlepool half, but there's nobody in red and blue up there. And Cartwright comes to the edge and outside of his area to clear. Feeds Cameron John. John's just going to launch it out to this right hand side. It's not going to find its toe. Oh! Jay Ben's had the ball taken off his toes by Ryan Jones. The counter-attack's on for Aldershot. 3 against 4, but Jones is headed understandably for the corner flag. And he's been bundled down from behind. And now 28 seconds away from the end of the 8 added minutes. Aldershot Town have a free kick at the other end, Steve, and if they use their intelligence, if they keep the ball, they are incredibly close to a precious 3 points.
Yeah, this will be should be the last play of the game. There will of course be added time at the end of added time. Marcus Dewhurst has just been named the official man of the match. The Shots trying again to play in the corner flag. Kwame Thomas involved, but Hartlepool have put it out for a throw.
That's it. And now it's taken short to Kwame Thomas, holding it up down by the corner flag, using all his strength. Hartlepool dive in, think they've won the ball through Sharon, I think it is, but it's another throw to Shots. Will they go with the long throw? No, they go short again, and Kwame Thomas holds it up again. And we've played an extra 30 seconds. The ball's out of play. Goal kick to Hartlepool here. Last chance saloon for the Pools. They send it forward. We've played 38 seconds over the 8 added minutes. One in the air, off his shoulder, I think, by Kiban Rai. Jay Ben has got it. He's given it away again. Kwame Thomas gets there first. Is he caught late? No, nothing given. Hartlepool have recycled the play. I thought he was caught late, but nothing's given. Hartlepool play it forward out to the right hand side. It's headed back inside, headed down and on. Is that handball? It's touched forward, too strong, out of play, behind the goal. The final whistle goes, and Aldershot Town have somehow, through the ugliest of second halves, hung on to 3 precious points and a clean sheet. They've found another way to win a game of football. Their first win in 5. They're back to winning ways. Aldershot Town 1, Hartlepool United 0. Steve Gibbs.
3 points was what mattered for the Shots this afternoon, and what we thought might be the irresistible force against the immovable object. In the end, it was Hartlepool who were very, very nearly irresistible. Somehow the shots have stood strong, kept a clean sheet, a rare clean sheet for them. They weren't at their free-flowing attacking best, but they've got the 3 points. Hartlepool will head back up to the northeast. A long journey will feel even longer because of the injustice of the afternoon for them, the way the game has panned out. They probably had enough chances to win, not just this afternoon, but probably another game as well. The fact that they've taken 0 points is unjust, but maybe that's the way their season has gone, that presented with loads of chances, they've not been able to take them. Aldershot Town have finally found a way to win ugly. 3 points though is all that matters, and it's the shots who keep them in North East Hampshire.
The official Aldershot Town match, man of the match, has been given to Marcus Dewhurst. Certainly if you were grouping this game and the last, you wouldn't hesitate. He's done pretty well again today. There might be other candidates. We'll just allow Steve a little bit of thinking and breathing time while we look at the other scores elsewhere in the National League today. Early kick-off today was Brackley 1, Sutton United 0. So another good home win for Brackley, who concede very few goals themselves, the goal coming just 6 minutes from time. The officials getting roundly booed by the shots, faithful as they go off. Once again, it's about key moments really. I think largely the referee handled the game well. I don't really know, Steve, I put it to you, I don't really know when the manager jumps and wafts a hand towards the ball that's flying into touch, doesn't make contact. I don't know how a referee can decide that he was trying to divert it on its path or not. I think that's a bit subjective, and there'd been no other, unless there was any previous from Tommy to try and slow the game down. Seems a bit harsh to me, but I don't think he'll care too much in the big scheme of things.
No, I mean, for me, the movement of his arm, yes, he was jumping to make contact, but for me there was a definite intent to punch it towards the opposition dugout. Whether that should be a red card or not is a different matter. I think it was a little bit of gamesmanship at best or worst. That's the sum of my views on that, I think.
Alright, we'll come back to you one more time, Steve, for the man of the match, but Eastleigh 1, Braintree 3 is a rather surprising scoreline there, especially given that Eastleigh led that 1-0, I think, early on in the game anyway. Altrincham against Carlisle with a return of Regan Linney was a feisty affair where they ended with 10 men each, but Regan Linney had the final say and scored the winning goal in that one, as you might have expected him to do so. Boston 0, Borehamwood 2. The story of the season for me in the National League. Luke Garrard's Borehamwood keeping clean sheets all over the place, finding plenty of goals to boot as well. Gateshead 1, Halifax 2, Morecambe 4, Wealdstone 3. Second half comeback by the looks of it for Wealdstone, but it wasn't enough. Scunthorpe 4, Truro 0, Tamworth 1, Yeovil 0. Yeovil come here on Wednesday night. Richard Dryden, of course, involved in their management setup. I'm not sure if he still is as a result of the new appointment, but York City 0, Solihull Moors 1 is also a rather surprising scoreline. Not the scorer though, Jacob Wakeling, his 5th goal in 3 games I think for Solihull Moors since joining from Peterborough. So with the Eastleigh Braintree game the only one still going, and that 3-1 at the moment to Braintree, I think we can reasonably look at the National League table when we get a second. While I bring that up, Steve, are you ready to give us your thoughts on your Aldershot Town man of the match?
Yeah, I think there is a group. I think Ryan Hill, I think Archie Taylor, and the goalkeeper. And I think for all of Hartlepool's attacking failings when it came to pulling the trigger, I think the result stayed 1-0 largely because of the form and the performance of Marcus Dewhurst. And I think if you say your definition of man of the match is who had the biggest impact on the result, then for me, I think Marcus Dewhurst.
Thank you very much, Steve. No qualms with that from me. Not that it would matter if there was. Aldershot Town are bang mid-table, which means they're either 12th or 13th. They're 12th, but I meant really point-wise, with 12 points from 10 games, and they are 4 points off the playoffs and 4 points ahead of the drop zone. So a pretty symmetrical looking league table, which Forest Green are now first, Carlisle second, but Rochdale play later on today, and if they prevail against Southend, they can move up into the top position. Southend, though, who are currently fifth, can move up to third if they get a win. At the bottom end of the table, well, Woking have been beaten at home today by Forest Green, so they are 19th on 8 points, Boston 20th on 8. Braintree move up to 21st on 7 with their win at Eastleigh, or likely win. Morecambe move up again close to the edge of that zone, onto 7 points now, thanks to their 4-3 win. Sutton United lost today and remain on 5 points, and Truro United were beaten heavily today by Scunthorpe, and they have 4 points and they are bottom of the table. So we had a change last week, Steve, in which Aldershot for the first time this season didn't score, and we've had a change this week in that they have only scored 1 but prevailed to win the points. And we probably won't get to speak to Tommy now that he's been sent off. We haven't spoken to him for a few weeks anyway, but he will have enjoyed a 1-0 home win. He loves the free-flowing front foot football that his team plays, but now and again you want that clean sheet along with the points.
Absolutely. And I think the clean sheet and the nature of this win, particularly the second half, it was the archetypal game of two halves. The shots very much deserving to be 1-0 ahead at half time, and then real backs to the wall, up against it, having to show qualities that they don't often have to show to hold that clean sheet and hold Hartlepool at bay. They did so somehow, by hook, by crook, by luck, by judgment, definitely from Marcus Dewhurst.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah, a very, very uncommon scenario at the Ebb Stadium, but 3 points for Aldershot Town was the order of the day, and eventually they've managed to secure them.
Any thoughts, Steve? Any early thoughts on for you on what the key change was from Hartlepool that allowed them to go from being, if you like, the dominated side to the dominating one in the second half?
I think bringing on Francis, but also I think it was a mentality thing. I think maybe Grayson took the shackles off. I think maybe he said that the team needed sorry, my extensive notes from which I'm about to craft a match report have just flown halfway across the Ebb Stadium. Just been retrieved by Craig, the Tannoy announcer. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, I think the shackles came off. I think Grayson said, and particularly after he'd been critical of their creativity and lack thereof against Brackley last week, I think he gave them licence to push forward, and it was that change of mentality onto the front foot rather than, well, we're away from home, let's try and be defensively solid. They had to really push forward.
I'm going to interrupt Steve Gibbs now,
Please
because we have a member of the Aldershot Town management team, Hugo Langton, joining us, I believe, live on air for our online listeners. Hugo, thank you first of all for coming up so quickly. There you go.
Hi.
You've done it. You've won a game by 1-0 at home, and I bet that feels good. I mean, lots of circumstances, but as an overall, that's job done, isn't it?
There's something else now we've ticked off that we haven't done yet this season, where we've had to sustain a lot of pressure in the second half because Hartlepool are a good side, and we've repelled it well. So it's nice to win a game like that. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather win 5-0 and play brilliant football, but sometimes you've got to dig in, and we certainly did that today.
Yeah, I mean, in a certain sort of way, it was a game of two halves, because I don't think anyone would dispute Aldershot dominated the first half, didn't they? And you had to.
Yeah, we should have scored more than one goal, right? But yeah, listen, they came at us in the second half. They got some good players, you know. So look, you know, we're pleased with it. Nice to win 1-0.
And a new phrase added to Aldershot Town, winning ugly, and everybody has to do that from time to time. As you say, the game could have been a little bit more comfortable if you'd been a little bit more clinical in the first half. But let's talk about the resilience in the second, because you had to make a number of personnel changes. It might have been the first week for a while without a midweek, but you've still always got to think about the managing players' minutes and who can go 90 and who needs to get on.
Yeah, of course, which is why we've got a squad, and we obviously got players like. Obviously James Henry's coming back now, and that was his first start, and we got 65 out of him. We're trying to build Ryan Jones's minutes as well, because he's a good player, and I'm sure he's probably not far away from the manager's thoughts to start him. So listen, that's why we've got a squad, and listen, they deserve a pat on the back for seeing it through today.
Yeah, absolutely. Great atmosphere in the ground. The crowd stayed, of course, as they always do, and it was on a knife edge at times, because as much as you desperately wanted that clean sheet, there were still plenty of attempts to get up the other end and put the game to bed. A decent crowd in, as always, today, and you want to see them back here again, I'm sure, on Tuesday, because it's rare, isn't it?
Wednesday.
Back to Wednesday. I beg your pardon. Thank you, Hugo.
Yeah.
Wednesday at home to Yeovil.
Yeah, this will be another tough game. They've had a change in manager recently, so yeah, if the fans can keep coming back and backing us, magnificent, because it does make a big difference. The more we've got in the EBB backing us, and the noise coming out, especially the East Bank, it helps everybody, particularly. And I think they will go home pleased. They'll probably, don't get me wrong, it's easy to be frustrated about maybe not taking certain chances, but my understanding ever since I've been at this football club is that this club prides itself, being the home of the British Army, on graft and effort, and they've seen that in abundance today, albeit from a more defensive point of view.
Yeah, absolutely would concur with that. I've been very respectful, because I know everybody in football doesn't really want to talk about league tables until we've had at least 8 to 10 games. We've had 10 now. Aldershot they're bang mid-table, 12th. I think 4 points off the playoffs, 4 points off the zone at the other end. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
No, I think the first 3 games, we lost the first 3 games, and we felt that we should have taken stuff from those games. So we feel that maybe our point tally's a little bit false at present. So, but look, as you said, there's 10 games gone. Let's have a look after 20 games, 30 games. It's for me, it's still very, very early to be looking at league tables. But I think certainly when you get to more kind of November, December time, the league starts to tell a story. So yeah, look, all we can do is keep doing our best and keep trying to win. I know that's cliches and stuff, but that's what the game is, just winning.
Yeah. One thing I was going to ask you, 1 or 2 players been in and around it a lot lately, Tetek and Claridge, not involved in the squad today. Is that about exhaustion and managing minutes, or have we got some knocks?
James is suspended. He had 5 yellow cards.
Oh, he's had 5 now, yeah.
So he'll be back available. With Dejan, we just give him a rest today.
Yeah.
Because we have to look at his history, where in the past he's managed to knock out 6, 7, 8 games, and then he picks up an injury.
Yeah.
And we just felt. And listen, we could be wrong. I think he was disappointed, not expecting to be left, to be rested, as it were. But that's what it is, because we just got to make sure that just to let him regain all of his freshness, and he will now. So I'm sure he'll come back into the manager's thoughts on Tuesday and Wednesday, and you could say that we got it right because we won the game.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Hugo Langton.
Problem.